Hello, viewers. We still got a minute, not starting yet. But you guys should say hi. I'll say hi even. And it's time now anyway. Alright, I'm going to throw a message in the general chat on Discord here and we'll get started. Alright. Hello, guys. Oh, it's another beautiful weekend. I'm Sergeant Z-Dog. Thank you for joining me. We will have Rival Zone Gaming joining us as well today. And I get to show off some Ghost Fleet Offensive. So, which is the reason we need Rival Zone Gaming to join us so that we can show it off in multiplayer. I'm not gonna be doing. I'm gonna try not to repeat the stuff that I covered in the Slytherin group stream too much. But again, if anybody's got any questions, let me know. I would be happy to answer them. Black Labs has done another great job. Do bear in mind, everything that we're seeing right now is still technically in beta, and so we may see some changes between the way things are now and launch. So, first up in this list, Atlas carriers did get bumped from 1050 to 1100. I think this is probably a pretty solid change. It makes those, that kind of the carrier dominant meta right now, just that little bit harder. It's only really going to impact you when you've got a lot of Atlas. If you're just bringing, one or two, it's not really going to be a penalty. So I think that's good. But I'm sure you guys are really more interested in the new ships. So the Orion was this little guy right up front here. And I'm actually going to talk about size, which is not usually something we care about too much in PvP. Obviously small things are better than large things, and there's some general characteristics that go with small versus large. But most of the time, the only thing we really look at in PvP with size is, ramming damage, and that's really more of a joke than anything we take seriously. But the Orion is only size 2, which helps out a lot because its stat line is relatively similar to the Adamant, and that helps it take not quite as many hits. Haha,
Hey,
here's Rival Zone Gaming.
Hey, buddy.
Howdy. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you were able to join in because I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to have to go skirmishes against the AI. That'll be sad.
Sorry about that. It's throwing everything together.
Oh, no, you're fine. We don't get I should say, I don't get a whole lot of viewers in the first, 15 minutes anyway, so. Everybody is, still kind of doing their Saturday thing until about 9:15, 9:30 usually. Which is one of the reasons I didn't, I know we were both kind of ready at, quarter till. I was like, I'm not going to bother starting. Nobody's here.
No one's here.
Cool. So yeah, I was just talking about the ships. So yeah, the Orion size 2, which helps it take fewer hits from mostly the larger guns. Light guns, are still going to hit it pretty decently.
Yeah.
But the heavy guns have a little bit more trouble hitting it, which is a very nice buff, especially because the Orion features 6 light guns itself. So it really likes being way out on the edge of the gun range.
Yeah. Haven't actually seen the Orion yet myself. I'm still kind of
and that's one of the reasons I actually kind of wanted to hit this with the PvP,
Yeah,
because I think you and Ricardo had both been doing PvE campaign stuff.
yeah.
When I streamed on Slytherin Group, Brembo Days wanted me to do the PvE, and it was like, I know everybody wants to see the new ships in action. Like, everybody wants to see them. And so, yeah, like, it had to be, we had to do some PvP, get these things out, let people see them. Because they're really great. Um,
Well, we're going to see how things go
yeah,
because I don't, like you say, I don't do PvP very often.
right.
So this is going to be a bit of fun for me.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not super high pressure.
It's more about the new ships
Yeah,
and what they can
yeah,
bring to the
we're just
table, as
showing off the
opposed
new
to
stuff.
yeah,
I mean, the
as
fleets I've
opposed to
outlined
you
are.
literally kicking my butt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think anyone should feel bad about losing to me. Like, I just won the tournament. Like,
Yeah, I
you
think I
should
was about
never
to
feel
say,
bad about that.
I keep track of the Discord. I know what you did. You just won the tournament, okay? So
Yeah. Like, you should definitely celebrate for beating me, but you definitely shouldn't feel bad for losing. And I try not to keep, like, every match like, oh, we're gonna be super competitive. Yeah.
so can you give me a kind of background on the defender then?
Yeah. I just wanted to mention one other thing about the Orion. The
Yep.
guns, actually, two things. The guns are all on top, which um, is a bigger buff from the Adamant than it sounds, because it means that it can shoot while chasing or running away from a target, which the Adamant can't do nearly as well. And the other
No, the
thing,
adamant engine cluster at the back is huge for the size of the ship.
yeah,
So which means if you turn away, you have no firing at all.
right. Um, and of course, it's got very little nose armor, so, not only can it not shoot when it's chasing things, but it's also more likely to take hull damage, and that hull
Yep.
damage is going to knock out the hangar, impeding its squadron. So,
Yeah.
it's just generally not a super great situation for the Adamant. Um, the other thing that the Orion has, um, besides obviously the stealth goes without saying. um,
Yeah.
is it has a bonus salvo size of 25%, which means that
Oh.
it will get 2 or 3 extra torpedoes out. It will get an extra guided missile out. It will get an extra armor piercing missile out, which is a nice little buff to kind of help it
Yeah.
hit a little harder. Obviously, this fleet I've got showing right now has the EMP generator.
See, I can't see you.
Yeah. So the Defender. Uh,
Where are you on? Are you on Twitch?
yes, I am on Twitch.
All
Twitch.tv
right.
slash Sergeant ZDog. SGTZDOG.
Let's get over there then, and then I can pull you up as well.
Um, so the Defender. I mean, first of all, props to them getting the actual rights to this ship, and
Yep.
the creator, whose name eludes me at the moment because I'm terrible with names, but the creator actually getting credit for this ship. In fact, actually, I do want to, because this guy never gets credit. So let me pull up our thing, and actually, Todd Boyce is the one who designed the Defender. Um, so yeah, this is, it's such an excellent, very BSG looking ship.
Yeah.
Um, in a world where so many of the Fanon ships only sort of look like it, they're really kind of over the top, and this one doesn't look over the top while still looking very in-setting. And they've done an excellent job with the recreation. Um, so the Defender, as we can see, features one squadron, a fighter
Yep.
squadron, though obviously, like always, you can put support squadrons in it.
Yep.
Um, The hanger slot is better than the colonial average. I want to say it's like 28 evasion, 30 evasion. We'll check it when we get in game.
Yeah.
It has some bottom mediums and broadside PDCs. Uh, Balancing this out is the fact that its armor is not as thick as an adamant, and
Okay.
it has less gun range. So it doesn't really want to go toe to toe itself. However, it does have the ability to provide colonial marines to other friendly ships out of its own complement.
Oh.
Um, and there's actually some tricks we can do with that I'll show off here in a moment, because they're entertaining. um,
Wait, do you want me to start as
yeah, if you want to host up a match,
Cylons?
I'll come join in just a moment. The defender has flak in matching with those PDCs, which is cool. It's nice seeing a lighter weight ship get some flak, and especially one at that price point. Like that's
Yeah, it's
just
not
under
exactly
half the
cheap.
price of an Artemis, and you can get flak out
Yeah.
of it. Awesome.
Oh,
And
for early game, especially if you can get it with like the Berserk and an Adamant, you can use it that
so
kind of
the
protection against missiles while they actually do the damage.
um early game, I assume you mean the campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, so early game it won't show up because uh, all the ships are obviously only available once you get to a DLC that has them. So, you know, resurrection ships aren't available until you get to the resurrection DLC.
Yeah,
And
no.
so that means that this won't show up until you get to the second season 2 campaign, and in the blueprint screen at least, the defender shows up after the Orion, so I'm guessing that means it's
Oh man.
unlocked after the Orion. However, the defender is a support ship like the Celestra, so you may still decide that you want to bring one of these along instead of the Celestra, especially because you also have, Jupiter 2s have been
Yep.
unlocked the whole campaign because they were from Resurrection, and they have lots of
Mhm.
armor, so you may not want to bring the Celestra around for the extra armor just because it's not as needed. And, this can fit in that support slot. It also has a repair bay similar to the Gorgons, where it can take one squadron from any ship and repair it up quite a bit faster than the
Ooh,
base
that's
value on
actually
other
helpful.
ships. Um, let's see, it has the flak. Yeah. Oh, and then it has the ability to boost the subsystems of another ship, which is really
As well.
nice. Yeah. It's a lot
Oh.
like the freighter in the Anabasis run. But
Oh yes,
then,
my nightmare. Yes.
yeah. However, unlike the freighter in Anabasis, it doesn't have like an energy meter that'll deplete, and then the boosting Raptor will have to go back, recharge, and then go back out to the ship you want it to boost. No, this thing
It
can
just
just
runs.
stay there and stay there, and for as long as you want, you can switch around what subsystem you want it to boost. It is nice. It's very cool. So, I will host up a match here real quick.
So the Orion is like the poster boy, but the Defender really brings a lot of different things to the table.
It does. And of course, at 750 points, it's pretty affordable.
Yeah, it's about the same as an Adamant, that is.
Yeah, Adamant's also 750, and since the Adamant, quite often is going to bring torpedoes or something in that munition slot, will end up being more expensive. Um,
Hmm.
my
But the
only
Defender actually, if you could look at it like pound for pound, it actually brings more to the battle
um,
than the Adamant does because you can do the boosting,
it
you can
brings
repair fighter
different things. I
squadrons.
don't know that I'd say more, because the boosting is nice,
Hmm.
but I don't know that that's the same amount of damage, depending on how
I
long the
suppose.
match goes. It'll be difficult for that to be the same amount of damage as what you can get out of even just guided missiles, because
Yeah,
20 guided missiles, 6 damage apiece. That's 120 damage you're throwing away.
yeah, but if you look at it from a support standpoint,
Oh yeah, from a support standpoint, it is a much better support than the Adamant is, without a
oh
doubt.
yeah,
Um,
no, I like that. That
that
looks absolutely brilliant.
that repair bay is always nice. The better evasion on the squadron is nice. My only real complaint with it at the moment, I've got a match hosted up whenever you're ready.
Oh,
Um, my only complaint with it at the moment is it's slower than an Artemis, which,
what? How is that
yeah,
possible?
right. So I'm hoping that Black Labs decides to boost its speed and make it faster than the Artemis. Like, it doesn't even need to be
Please.
much faster. Like, even just a little bit. But right now, there's 2 ships that are slower than the Artemis that don't have flak. The Atlas and the Janus. Now, this makes a pretty
Multiplayer.
solid escort for both of those ships still. So it's not
Mhm.
worthless in that. Um, but I would really like to see it be faster than the Artemis, just because that opens it up to being able to escort the Berserk, the Adamant, the Orion if you wanted to, the Ranger. Probably not a Manticore, but you could have it be nearer a Manticore as well. That really kind of opens up the options you can get out of it. Um,
Keeps telling me my login's not complete yet.
oh, just exit the game and come back in. That bug's
Alright.
been around for a while.
Okay, X in game. Reloading. It's always fun.
And we've actually got a decent number of viewers here to see the chat. So now that people are here, I will drop the links to your YouTube and Twitch.
Okie dokie. I appreciate that.
And I will drop those again later at the end of the chat or end of the stream. All right, so.
All right, you were going colonial, correct?
Yeah, but if you want to go colonial, go ahead and go colonial.
No, I'll go. I'll go Silo.
Okay.
So everyone who's watching, this is me just showing ships, because if I try and actually take the Sarge on one-on-one, I'm gonna lose, because if you just notice, he won the tournament, Lisa. So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
All right,
I'm ready.
let's do this.
Oh God, what fleet's he choosing? What fleet's he choosing?
So the fleets I've laid out for these demonstrations, I've kitted them out as kind of something that someone might use something like this for a competitive match. Maybe not exactly this, but something like this. So they're reasonably solid fleets.
Cool.
I haven't used this one before. Like, I just set this one up before the stream, but the other 2 that I'll show off, I have used in other matches, and they seem to work pretty well.
Okay.
Launching alert Vipers. Yes, sir.
So now that we're in the actual game and we can see these ships in greater
What
detail.
people have.
So the Defender.
Keep things kind of. Yeah, go for it, mate. Go.
Yeah, the Defender has 6 PDCs on each side, 4 on the pod and 2 up on the main hull, and then 4 bottom medium guns. I just want to highlight that they're mediums. I know someone in the general chat had said, "Oh, it looks like they have heavy guns," and I responded in the chat that heavy guns have 2 barrels, not one, and these only have one. I don't know if anybody caught on to that or not. So I wanted to
No, I
highlight
didn't.
that. Yeah. I really love the way these ships look, though. I mean, in terms of actual functional design. Oh, hey, how about them torpedoes? So this is kind of one of those weird, quirky things about about the Defender. It didn't really show off here because I wasn't didn't have the camera really close enough. The squadron on the Defender launches out the back and lands in the front.
Okay, I can get down with that.
Yeah, like, I'm okay with it, but it is very different, for sure.
It's got a little bit of a yeah. That's a little bit different, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't think got highlighted yet. Squadron groupings for fighters have gone up to 6 now.
Yeah, you've now got black and white squadrons as well. Yeah. And I really love the double-click select everything of the same type.
Yes.
That is really good, especially if you get into a late part of the fight and you've just got one particular ship that's just not been engaged yet, and it's coming in on your damaged fleet, and you can just go, all Vipers, attack that.
Yeah, and if people don't like that, because I know, that's a lot of times double-clicking is how you kind of get around the map. So if you don't like that, you can turn that off in the options.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So
I love it, so I'm going to keep it on.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is a pretty handy feature for the most part. That's an EMP mine. Oh no, that's a virus mine. Nice. Okay, yeah, we'll have to talk about that once that.
Yeah, we'll talk about virus after the thing. It works against Vipers and things, doesn't it?
And capital ships, really nice.
Really?
Oh,
I thought it only went after
no, the effects of the. Oh man, look at the Vipers just doing work there. It does excellent stuff. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show off things we can do.
Oh, you've got some, like a little hornet's nest over there.
I do. And okay, so we've got this, and I'm curious
deploying Marines
to see. I haven't tested this yet, so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You've got to have at least 2 Atlases in there.
Oh, you betcha. Alright.
You've got 4 Atlases. Look at how they're lined up in their formation. You've got 4 Atlases in there.
What?
Sneaky little beat.
I wouldn't. I would do that, actually.
Yeah, you would. I've done it myself.
Yeah.
4 Atlases. Ow. Nice. I'm liking that. I'm not. I'm hating every second of it, but okay.
Right? So, let's see. I think we're going to start with that.
Just realised I forgot to change one of my squadrons. Fun. And you've got so many of those squadrons that I am actually going to lose everything I've got in the air. Oh well. It's all fun.
I mean, this is, with for Atlas plus more squadrons. Is the subsystem boost the same thing as the Marine reinforcements? No. They are two separate abilities. The Marine reinforcements basically just gives more defenders to the ship that you're reinforcing. It
Yes.
reduces the number of defenders on the number of defenders on the defender, the number of Marines on the defender, and gives those Marines to the ship that's being boarded. The number of Marines transferred is affected by the defender's armory stat. So, yeah, I don't know if how much armor those Marines have is affected by the defender's armory or the ship that's boarded's armory.
Well, actually.
No,
I'll leave it.
So there is that. But it does mean that, like, you can, if one of your ships is boarded, you can give it a bunch of defending Marines with the defender and leave the boarded ship on full offensive, which is nice. Okay, so here's what I wanted to show off.
What do you want to show off?
Notice that these RFR Raptors, which are the reinforcement Raptors,
Yes.
still have movement commands. So
Really?
you don't have to use them for boarding actions. You can send them off to go scout because they're still Raptors with 4
They are
kilometers
still
of
Raptors.
radius range. Now, they don't have any guns. They can't board hostiles. They don't have the rockets. But you can still use them as scouts or to, like, psych out your enemy as just where are your squadrons? And how many do you have?
Yeah.
So there's some fun shenanigans you can play. The boosting Raptors don't have that. The effects of them don't stack. Can we even target the same?
And you've stealthed your ships, which means you've got at least one Orion in there somewhere.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I would.
One of your ships has disappeared.
Okay, interesting. So a defender, if you have another defender supporting its fire control, will actually
Yes.
get just over 100% turret range. So running the two of them in pairs, they will offset each other's weaknesses.
5 minutes.
Which is an interesting thing to know. Because, of course, you also get the bonus accuracy out of it. You also get bonus munition salvo size, but they don't have munitions, so that doesn't matter. But that does mean that you can go full attack, have slightly more range than Colonials will normally get, I think. Probably actually about the same. That says 118. I'll have to check that here in a moment. But you'll definitely have more accuracy at 134. By contrast, if I look at the Atlas here, oh yeah, 118% range versus 116 on the Atlas. So you will just slightly end up with more range on a boosted defender versus the Colonial standard, which is cool. And then of course a lot more accuracy, 112 versus what was it, like 132 or whatever.
So say we all.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
So the virus mines are particularly nasty. In fact, do you have another one launching out already?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh, um, so the virus mines are the same debuff to squadrons as the war driver,
Yes.
which means they are really quite good. And here I want to highlight what I just did here. So Defender Flak, you'll notice it's not like super large like the Jupiters, but you know I don't
It's
know.
not exactly the biggest crap, though, is it? So.
Yeah, and it's probably down like about what you get somewhere between an Artemis and a Berserk.
Mm-hmm.
What's the weapon complement of the Orion? The Orion has 6 light guns on top, 25% larger munition salvo size. The munition fires every 4 turns. So same as an adamant or a manicore. But yeah, so the Orion's flag, not super large, but when you consider that the ship itself is pretty small, it ends up being able to protect itself pretty okay. Or protect it and friends pretty okay.
Yes, sir.
Because, like, you can do that sort of thing with the... I can't think and give orders at the same time. It never works. You can do that sort of thing with the Minerva, but of course the Minerva, is going to block the shots of your own capitals. So
Dire Knight, my fleet looks insane because I had literally thrown it together in 15 minutes.
you're fine.
Unfortunately, the Sarge and I spoke like 20 minutes before the stream went live.
Yeah, I didn't give you a whole lot of warning here.
It was, it's fine. It's just one of those things, It's great. I'm getting to play Battlestar Galactica. I don't care.
Yes, the Defender does indeed have flak. Oh, hey, look at that. You even got 1 torpedo through.
I actually got 1 torpedo through.
You did. 1 torpedo sinks through that flag field. Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
In my defense, I missed every single shot as well because the...
Yeah, a lot of those went like right between all the ships, which is beautiful. I'm guessing you were aiming at the 2 bottom Atlas, it looks like.
I didn't really care, to be honest with you. I just wanted to hit something.
Yeah.
I was going for general area.
Confirmed squadron target.
Okay. So being able to use the RFR Raptors as like disposable scouts is really nice. The only downside, of course, is you are, expending like, what is that? A fifth of your... No, I'm sorry, a quarter of the Marines on your Defender.
Yeah.
For each RFR that you send out that way. But it does have its advantages.
Indeed. I love this. My chat is saying, so how do we like Rivals odds? What odds?
Yeah.
The faith they have in me is amazing, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's truly astounding.
He has odds.
We were taking bets? That seems foolish.
IFFs have come back hostile.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm going up against Viper 2s.
Yeah. So now that I've gotten one of these RFR Raptors in range of the virus mines, I can show off what they do. So they hack all capital ships within their range. All of them. This is the premier anti-stack of slow ships munition. Like,
Yeah.
I think EMP mines
You
are
can't
bad.
pancake anymore.
You can, but you better have something to keep those virus mines away from you.
Yeah, there's
Because
that. There is that.
notice, these things do not have small bubbles.
No, they have massive bubbles. They'll take out the entire stack if you do it that long.
Right. And of course, with slow ships like an Atlas, if you get into the middle of this thing, like you get one dropped right on top of you, you're going to be stuck in it for a while because they are not fast ships. And of course, if you boost out of it, you drop your tech beta like nothing,
Yep.
and you're going to take at least some damage. So, like, in terms of, is it as bad the turn you get hit as an EMP mine? No. But when you throw in the fact that so many Cylon ships have rapid reload launchers, it means that they can just put virus mine on you, virus mine, virus mine, virus mine, virus mine, and just bury you in these things. And it makes it so painful. And of course, that's on top of the debuff it applies to any squadrons in the range, which is the same as the War Driver. And unlike a War Driver, you can't kill these things. They're just there until they get turned off. So these things are really potent. It's one of the changes that I do hope Black Labs still decides to make, is making them disarmable by Raptors, Sweepers, and War Drivers after they've been activated. Just because right now, the only defense against these things is kill them before they finish arming. Or before they activate.
Otherwise, it's basically space denial.
Yeah. So like right now, we're in this gun battle, or this fighter battle. There's nothing I can do with it. That fighter battle has begun. If you drop a virus mine into this, my Viper 2s become worse than your Raider prototypes.
Did you notice the virus mine on its way?
Yeah, no, I did. For sure. Like, that is 100%
I'm fairly sure it's going to impact on that area.
Yeah. So, this is a huge get close to me at your own risk. It is a superb mine munition. Let's see, and I am going to retarget my squadrons around there.
Oh boy, we're going to have some fun here.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
So once the virus mines activate, you cannot shut them down.
There's currently
can't
no
disarm
way to shut them down.
Right.
Now, I mean, of course, like scramblers, they will just run out of juice and go poof after however many turns. But right now, there's no way. Kratos and Argos, I was wondering if you had a Kratos. It did feel very Kratos-y. So, one of the things I want to...
You're just outside.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, but you'll have another one on your way soon.
I would never do such a thing. That would be mean and horrible and nasty, and I'm not setting one up now.
I mean, if you weren't setting one up, I would be wondering what you are doing. Like, What they got going on here?
Got it.
Wait, can I? Oh, that's just weird.
What?
That's funny. Okay, so I have two defenders, right?
Yeah.
I can have the RFR Raptor recall to either defender because, of course, it has hit points that can be repaired
Yeah.
by either defender's repair bay instead of just going back home. I have to wonder, will it restock its reinforcement marines too? I hope
Probably.
not. That would be horribly exploitable. I mean, pretty edge casey on when you would do it, but it would be entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. It would be totally entertaining, but totally worth it as well. If you could do it, I mean, why wouldn't you?
And okay, interesting. Now, I'm going to double check. I don't believe the posture 116
I'm just going in
112.
that way. And this is where all my raiders go poof.
Okay, yeah. So you can have multiple of the defender tech boosting raptors on a single ship, but they won't stack on a single subsystem.
Oh, right, okay. That kind of sucks, but at the same time, it makes sense. You don't want to.
Kratos with mines ain't
something.
worth it. Not when chain torps are a thing. I could probably, in most situations, the Kratos, you're really going to want to put the torps on it. However, torpedoes did get more expensive.
They did.
Um,
They're not as cheap anymore.
Yeah, I've mentioned torpedoes several times, but I haven't actually highlighted that yet.
Deploying Marines.
Yeah, not as cheap as they were.
Yeah, they're not super expensive, but they did get more expensive. It does make an impact on designing fleets,
Yeah,
especially in multiplayer.
yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about it, just because
IFX come back hostile.
it only really impacts when you have like boatloads. Is that a cluster nuke or a nuke you got on that? It is a cluster nuke. Awesome.
Yeah, I figured we should play at least one cluster nuke.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
Now all I have to do is actually get into visual range of something like this, and we're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is why I guess that's.
Oh, I've cleaned up all your. I cleaned
Oh,
up
yeah,
all your
you
raiders
cleaned up
that
all raid
turn.
stuff.
You still had like
Yeah.
4 left, didn't you?
Yep.
Well, alrighty then. And in exchange, I lost
Look,
one
think
and a half.
how many squadrons of Vipers you had?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had a lot for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's not much else I can do this turn, so it's a simple case of if you can get one of your ships in visual range of mine, I will launch off this cluster nuke and we can see what it looks like.
Okay. That's fine. That'll actually let me highlight one of the things with the defender anyway.
Missiles incoming.
So the defender stealth, while we're waiting for this thing to get in range anyway.
Yeah.
The defender's stealth is based on its tech bay. So, full defensive lets it charge faster, charge the battery faster, and drain the battery faster. Boosting is the opposite. It will drain the battery faster and charge the battery slower.
Okay, cluster nuke on its way to that defender that came out front.
This turn? Okay. So we're gonna do a thing here.
Engaging stealth mode.
because this is funny that and it is the way it works, and people should be cognizant of this because it is a significant impact on how you need to deal with cluster nukes. Or just munitions in general with the defender.
Yes, Commander. Deploying Marines.
You know, I haven't actually looked to see what is the base repair rate. So the squadron repair rate base value on a defender, oh no, this is with it on full defensive already, is 180%.
Wow.
Deploying Marines.
If you boost it with a defender, what does that go? What is that at now? 210%. So double the default, more than double the default rate. An Atlas sits at 110%. I think it. Okay, max is at 132.
I'm on it, Commander.
Oh, does it say that on my on my YouTube stream? So I'm playing Kerbal, does it? Whoops! Someone forgot to change it.
So
It was 15 minutes setup. I'm sorry. Okay, here comes the cluster nuke.
So I still
Looks pretty much the same as a normal nuke
until it does that.
until it does that.
Now, why the reason those aren't going straight at my Orion is because I cloaked it back up.
Yeah.
Here's the catch. When you uncloak,
Yeah.
all the guided
They
munitions...
don't redirect, do they?
They will redirect. Even if they've gone down past the Orion, they'll all come zooming back. So, you can use cloak to avoid guided munitions. But
Only for a while.
yeah, do be careful.
Yeah,
now-
you can't see me. Oh boy, damn it.
Now, here's what that does mean. Is if you've got even like a halfway decent amount of battery, because of how fast basically all the guided munitions move, you can just, he fires them. You let them get like kind of close, or
Yeah.
even just cloak up right away, and then you cloak up, and you just sit in full defense, cloaked, until the battery runs dry. And you let them get like 5 turns out, 3-4 turns out, and then they have to
Yeah.
spend all those turns coming back too.
Yeah.
So
Which gives you a chance to recharge.
right, which of course gives you, those same 5 turns to recharge back up. So you can still, avoid those munitions for a long time. And of course, while you're decloaked, you can set some Vipers to defend it, and they'll go chase down all those munitions and shoot them down. But yeah. Seth, you said I was saying Defender, but did I mean Orion? I don't remember which thing I was talking about when you asked that.
Yeah. That's the Orion down here. That's definitely the
Yeah,
Orion.
the Orion
Ooh,
is
that's a
the
big rock.
thing with the cloak.
Yeah.
Defender has tech boost, has tech bay boosting, and
Yeah.
or rather subsystem boosting, and Marines.
The Orion, doesn't it have like a more pointed nose sort of thing? 'Cause this looks like a Defender shadow that I'm looking at here.
Nope, that's the Orion. This little stealthy boy, right underneath
Yeah,
your
down
fleet.
It says Orion, but the shadow that it's projecting is a Defender.
Nope, that's the Orion. At least it should be. I haven't. Let's see. You said you're streaming on YouTube at the moment or on Twitch?
I'm looking at your screen now. I've just clicked over. What's in front of your
Oh, in front of my
Atlases?
Atlas, those are the defenders.
Those are the defenders. Okay, because they just look different then. Fair enough.
Yep, these are the defenders with that underslung flight pod.
Right, got it.
And
For some reason, I thought they was the other way around. Okay,
that
cool.
nice cheap flak field.
It's a flak field that does its job. What more do you want?
It is. What it would look like
Now
if an Orion
take your stealth
had an
off.
orbit of a
Take your
dozen
stealth
or
off.
2 flights of missiles.
Take it off. I want to see these reorient and go back after you.
Yeah, and they all come straight
Yes!
in. Crunch, crunch. The defending
Oh my God, you're still
Viper
alive.
shot down enough of them to keep it alive. Oh, I love it. I love it.
That's brilliant. I like that though. That's a nice little feature because if you've
Right.
got like very little in the way of battery left, you
Mm-hmm.
even if you go, no, just try it. No, that didn't work. Uh-oh.
So one of the things that makes the Orion a little bit more durable than you might think it is just based on
Yeah.
its armor value is the fact that the top surface, which is where all those nukes just went, knocked out my armor there, is the armory subsystem, which means I don't really care. Like the adamant,
I don't care.
engineering is on the left and right. So you've only got 30 armor there. You don't want to take a whole lot of hits, but it means that once your top armor gets shot through, whatevs. Like, you're going to take hull damage, but you still have your engineering subsystem boosting the durability of the ship. And you're not losing out on your fire control or your engineering, which is those two and kind of the tech bay and navigation. You really need kind of all 4 of those. Obviously, having your hangar in good shape is nice because you do have that 1 squadron there. Okay, so you those Raptors I sent back made it back that turn, so they're at 4 of 8 right now. I am curious to see how long it takes them to get to like 7 of 8 or 8 of 8.
Well, it all depends on how quickly you actually end up killing me.
It's gonna take those Vipers a while to chew through that much. Like,
I don't know. You've got quite a few squadrons though.
I do. It's very nice.
Missiles incoming.
I love these 6 light guns that the Orion features.
Orion's taking damage.
They're just pop, 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 pop. And this is actually a good opportunity to talk about the stealthing and when to do it with the Orion.
Yeah.
For reference on repair rates, the current fastest squadron repair rate is held by the Gorgon at 300%. Yes, it is. The Defender is not as fast as the Gorgon. But, it is, faster than what an Atlas can do for the Colonials by a decent margin. And it's something the Colonials couldn't do before at all. So, that's nice.
It's so nice not having any ships left. Takes all the pressure off.
Yeah. So I am cloaking up this.
Salvo launch ready.
You're going to cloak the Orion, are you?
Orion. And people are going to see this isn't going to be quite as effective as you might think. Because, of course, they're still going to continue on in a regular ballistic trajectory. which means that the missiles that are close enough are still going to get hits.
Yes.
So that is something to be cautious of.
So say we all. Yes, sir.
So after 2 turns, that squadron that was down to 10 hit points and only 4 birds is now at 7 of 8 birds, which is not bad. I'm going to give it one more turn and then I'll pop it out and we'll see how much 3 turns at 210% is able to repair.
Yeah.
I imagine it'll be pretty good.
Like this.
And you guys are all going to come home and rearm your missiles.
My Argos is going to die very, very quickly. Yeah, what the hell?
Incoming. Orion is taking damage.
Wow. Still got some missiles that have just kind of gone off into the ether, but I think those were torpedoes.
Yeah, so those blue going off into the ether, those were the torpedoes, which some of them did actually hit, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
That Argo survived the turn. That's annoying.
Yeah, that was nice. I like that. Don't worry, it won't survive the next turn. It has like 35 health. It's dead.
Oh, you know what? I know why it survived. One, it's only got like half my Vipers attacking it, but 2, I did the EMP generators, and so the Vipers spent most of that turn stunned.
Don't worry, it's all fine.
Okay. Alright, so Viper's still only at 7 of 8, but let's go ahead and relaunch him and see how many hit points they recovered in 3 turns from 10.
That could actually be really
Orion
interesting.
is taking damage.
Oh no, the Argos is
Missiles
dying.
incoming.
No, don't die. Don't die, come back. Oh, who am I kidding?
Yeah, I mean that was pretty much gonna be a dead Argos.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see, there it is. Was I looking at?
You were looking at how much repair had been done to your fighters that all
Either I relaunched
craft
the
that launch.
wrong one, or that turn that I launched it gave it enough hit points that it's now at full.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So in 4 turns, it went from 10 hit points back all the way to 34. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Reference on repair rates, by the way. Current fastest squadron repair rates held by the Gorgon at 300%.
Yes.
And Defender has the current fastest colonial repair. Nice. That's kind of cool. 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 All right. Well, we're doing pretty well on the view rates at the moment. I've got 20 people watching my streams.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've got lots of people learning lots of new stuff about Battlestar Galactica Deadlock and its ships, and how not to be a Cylon.
You can't see me.
No, it's not that. Your Vipers are taking down my torpedoes.
Yeah. So, one of the things I'm noticing that I hadn't taken the time to actually really look at before now is squadrons tasked to defend a cloaked Orion
Yes.
will not shoot down the munitions while it's cloaked.
Well, they just did.
Well, so right now I'm looking at it, and they're all doing their defend order on the Orion itself. They're not targeting all those guided missiles.
No, but the torpedoes that were coming in, they shot them down.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just fired a full salvo from my base star.
And they shot
And they
down
took them
those.
all out.
Well, it's nice that they're, still pretending like they're productive members of society and all that.
Yeah. It's still pretending. Yeah. They're taking their time. They're chilling out. It's like those missiles have gone past the target. We don't have to worry about those.
Yeah. Till they come
But
back.
these torpedoes, they're coming towards the target. Now, if they were actually like proper trained pilots, they'd probably go kill everything. But they're only productive members of society, so it's like, nah, we'll leave them.
I mean, I'm pretty okay with it. Like, those missiles are way faster than they are anyway. Like, they would just end up way out of position. Especially with that virus mine sitting there slowing them down, preventing them from getting to...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I am liking the virus mines, I have to admit.
Oh, they are very nice. I do like them a lot.
I'm going to fire like one of my last virus mines. I'm going to drop it where the Orion is.
I believe it will actually hack the Orion, even while it's
It's not that. It's whether or not it turns off the stealth mode.
No, but if it chooses to say hack the tech bay, I'll end up draining the battery even faster.
Cool.
And so it can force me out of the cloak earlier.
Which in a tactical situation would be very useful.
Right.
But it's a
Hey,
dice roll basically as to whether or not it actually hits the tech bay or not.
Right.
Because it just hacks one subsystem, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's the same hacking as War Drivers, Phobos, and Nemesis do, but it'll target a random subsystem at a time. But you get 2-3 virus mines going on a target, and it's as bad as having 2 or 3 War Drivers going, and you can turn a target or again even a whole fleet, because unlike those, it'll do everything in that bubble.
Yeah. It's not targeting one target, it can target everything.
Yeah.
Which is why stacking ships will be something you don't want to do.
Not in range of these anyway.
No. As soon as you're in that range, spread out as far as you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got nothing else I can do, so... Yeah, the crater hull is pretty much screwed, so can we just blow it up, please?
They're working on it, and I got.
Yeah, they're taking their time.
Well, I have like half the Vipers are set to defense.
Defend the Orion by any chance?
I'm on it, Commander.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to send you right down the middle. There you go. We're going to do that. Yeah. They've got a good battery on that Orion, though, haven't they? That's been like
So when you
3 turns.
Yeah. when it's in full defense, the battery recharges pretty, at a pretty good clip, and drains fairly slowly. So I've got it on full defense right now,
Yeah.
and it's draining at 1.25 per second.
Oh, wow.
You figure it turns 12 seconds, so that's
Yeah.
15 seconds, or I'm sorry, 15 lost per turn. Out of 100, that's 4 is 60, 6 is 90. So you're going almost 7 turns of cloak if you've got a full battery and you're on full defense.
Damn.
Yeah. Now, if you're going boost, it lasts just short of 2 turns.
That's still pretty good.
Oh yeah. And that does mean that what you can do is like go from a full battery, cloak up,
Yep.
boost at the enemy for those 2 turns, and then pop an EMP generator or a nuke.
Yep.
Now, it may not survive that experience if your enemy fleet's got enough guns.
But still, that's going to
Waggles
cripple the
provide-
enemy fleet for a few turns, which
Oh,
gives
yeah.
you an opportunity to lay some serious pain on them.
Oh yeah.
And you're getting all the intel from what ships are in their fleet and everything, which gives you targeting information for missiles and nukes and all sorts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a valid tactic. It's an expensive tactic, but it's
It
a valid
is,
tactic.
and it's something you're probably only going to do with one. And I've got another fleet that I'll show that I have ran a few times, where I've got 2 of them, and I kind of skirmish with them in the same way I do, adamants or berserks, and I think that is a much more reliable way to use them, because that long range takes advantage of their size too, and hitting them with munitions becomes quite a bit more difficult, because then they can just pop the cloak.
Disappear, come back.
And unlike the adamant, they can run straight away and still shoot at you,
Yep.
because it's top guns, not side guns. You've got 6 instead of 4, so it can do a decent bit more damage. And that extra munition salvo size means that they need to, they can get that extra missile out. Letting them, completely empty the magazine is just a little bit faster than the adamant.
To those who don't know, you weren't here at the beginning, the Orion has a 25% boost to its missile salvos.
Which
it's
means
a torpedo,
instead of
so-
4 guided missiles or 4 AP missiles, you're getting out 5, which is
Yeah.
really nice.
Extra damage, baby. All that extra damage.
And of course, it can do that without even boosting its posture. You can leave it on that neutral posture and still get that 5th missile out, which is very
Which
nice.
is just nasty.
Mark incoming on priority 1.
Why hasn't your Orion died yet?
Because
Why is
he's
it being staying alive?
he's a cloaky buddy. He's a cloaky boy.
Launching arrows.
Cloaky boy.
Cloaky boy is cloaky and doesn't like to get shot at.
I don't know why. I'm very nice about it.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty beat up. He's at 17 hull, no top armor, no left armor. He's been
Look, I just
repairing
want to
his
get
engine.
one kill, alright? That's all it is. Just one.
Subsystem repairs are complete.
It's not much
That
to
virus
ask.
mine is very nicely positioned.
Is it? Well, I don't know what it's doing to you. I can't see.
It's nicely set up so that the Vipers keep getting slowed down trying to.
Oh, and they can't take out the missiles before they get. Oh, I'm so sorry for him.
Are you though?
No,
Not even a little.
not even. I mean, I'm just no. Don't care.
Take it on the chin. All right. ARPs are rearmed, moving back in. I'm moving my Atlas in
Got it.
to.
I got nothing I
Close
can
this
do.
out a
I've got
little
no
faster.
raiders or anything. Can't even get close.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, stop doing that, you mean. Give the silence a kill.
All right.
No, I'm upset now. I've got no missiles left, I don't think.
You have one virus mine. Oh no, your base star
my
still
base
has
star
16.
Yeah, but it's like trying desperately to reload. It's just what's the point? Just what's the point?
Yeah.
All right, I'm all upset.
That's okay. I went ahead and I decided I'd be nice and I uncloaked it.
It's too late now.
Well, all those missiles are going to come back on the left side.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's right.
left-side
I
damage,
uncloaked
isn't
it and I retasked the Vipers.
Oh,
All those missiles are going to come back and hit the left side.
1 kill! Yay!
Orion is taking damage.
Key Raj. Oh man, look at that swarm of missiles.
Orders down the hall. I need
Not a huge
Do
swarm.
it! Yes!
Yes, sir.
Oh, I now know why it's saying that I'm playing Kerbal Space Program. Okay, I now know why it's doing that.
Is that running in the background?
No, I'm running it through Restream so I can go on to Twitch and YouTube, and I forgot to default the YouTube stream to
Nice.
Battlefleet Galactica. Oh, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. So it's it's on my base Restream account and basically saying, "Hi, you're playing this." No, I'm not.
Not quite.
Not quite. No. Right. I can change this. Don't worry, guys. I can change this.
Thank you for
I'm
the
multitasking.
follows, by the way. Tears of Destiny followed while I was offline yesterday. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, Capo DTC, and of course, thank you for the follow, Ricardo Gaming.
I do like Ricardo Gaming.
Yes.
He got to beat me to the live playthroughs of this.
That's fair.
We got him on the same day. It's like, shucks.
Yeah.
I'm live streaming. But it was Subnautica Below Zero, so I suppose I can. Oh no, the Kratos is dead.
Kratos is dead. The Kratos is dead. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, what will we do? It's died.
The shining ship of Cylons. And that last virus mine. Die, virus mine.
The virus mine is lovely. You like the virus mine. Everyone likes the virus mine.
No, I do. I'm glad to
brilliant
see
piece of
the
tech.
Cylons get a mine that is worth bringing. Not have to bring, but worth bringing just all the time. There is not a Cylon fleet that won't benefit
Yeah,
from a virus.
I agree. It's definitely something that is useful.
Yeah. The only Cylon fleet that might not care about a virus mine would be like 6 Revenants, and what do you do with that 7th ship? You might not bother with a virus mine just because you're probably going to kill anything that you
Yeah.
get close enough to anyway. Um, but even then, it's still going to be useful because it'll, very nicely debuff squadrons. It can slow down faster ships that might be running away from you. It's
Yeah.
still a really solid option there too.
Bye bye, Kratos. You did absolutely nothing for us.
He got a couple of hits on this Viper squadron. It's down to 30 hit points.
Wow.
And I've got a couple other squadrons that are down to 32. This squadron that's somehow at 33, I guess that's a medium gun hit from the Arachne. Before I killed the Arachne.
Could you just hurry up and kill my base star, please?
I'm working on it. The ARP missiles are there. Oh, here, I can even set up a target painting. Not that the size 4 target is very hard to hit for the Vipers.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, it's a bit of a small target for the Vipers to hit.
Yeah. There we go. I knocked
I'm
out
not
your...
surprised. I do like the Assault Raptors. I love the Assault Raptors.
Oh, yeah, they're super nice.
For the Colonials, I always bring them.
Yeah.
Always.
They are without a doubt kind of the go-to squadron for Colonials.
Yes, Commander.
I think if they make it so that virus mines are disarmable after they've activated, we'll see a lot more sweepers and Raptors brought in to disarm those. That Orion getting top damage.
I lost.
The
Orion
Orion
point out
barely
the
shot.
rankings here. Chief Petty Officer is me. Colonel is the Sarge.
Yeah, I've got a
I
few
think that
games
pretty much
of this.
explains everything.
I've played a few games.
And I gained 27 experience because I blew up one ship. Are you going to show the replay of the...
Oh, you know what? I hit proceed, but because of the host error, I can't exit yet anyway, so I will show the
That's fine.
replay until it bails me out.
We're good. It's no problem. Fleets. Alright, okay. Am I going the other way now? Am I being a colonial fleet?
That is entirely up to you.
Right, okay, because I'm...
If you are,
I've had a bit of
I
fun
will
by
play
playing-
Cylons next so I can show off the Medusa.
Oh, that's a good idea. Right, I've still got to actually set together a fleet here, so...
It just exited me out.
Of course it did.
Yeah, I mean, it is a delay, but it's not like a huge delay. But that's fine. That wasn't... as entertaining as that battle was, I don't think we really needed to see the replay of it.
No, the replay of me getting my butt kicked constantly is never a good thing.
So,
okay, chat, do you want a Jupiter Mark II? A Minerva? What do you want? I'm trying to foist off the impending defeat off onto the chat.
That seems
They
fair.
told me I had to use that. It's not my fault.
Yeah. They told me I had to run 2 Jupiter 2s and a Jupiter 1. I don't...
Exactly, you see? It's all their fault. It has nothing to do with me.
That's right. I really like that they made it so that the sound was stay going while you're all tapped out. It's so nice for streaming. Like I've been streaming every Saturday this game, and it's just like, yeah, the sound's gonna cut out because I gotta alt tab out real quick, guys. It's not the stream being buggy; it's the game. I can't do anything.
Listen, you can tell that what my viewers are like. Minerva with Taipans, just nukes. There are other ships beside the Ranger that got cheaper.
Nothing else got cheaper besides the Ranger.
There you go.
The Atlas got more expensive, and
The Atlas only got 50 more expensive. It's not
Yes.
exactly like
yeah, the
stupid
Ranger
money.
went from, I think it was 1050, down to 950, and the Atlas went from 1050 up to 1100. Torpedoes got more expensive. They went from like 40 to 80, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Did nukes get cheaper? Hang on.
I'll do that. That's
I-
too much.
This is going to be something I have to look up in the patch notes.
Yeah. You have to look it up. Disgraceful.
Yeah, well, they're, no, it looks like nukes didn't get changed in price. I think it was talked about, maybe? I don't remember. I'll talk about the cluster nukes in this next match.
Okay. All right, I'm almost done. Hang on.
Oh, that's what I felt like.
I'm almost there.
No, you're fine.
How much is that? Oh, that's actually not too expensive. I'll go with that.
The Orion?
I was expecting something to be a lot more expensive than that.
Let's see. So, did you or Ricardo, did you guys, in your streams, were you testing out the Fleet Admiral difficulty?
No, I'm going to say Fleet Admiral because I'm going to do, and this is for everyone listening, I'm going to do, after Ghost Fleet, I'm going to go back to the very beginning.
Do the
Fleet
whole thing
Admiral
in
all
Fleet
the way
Admiral?
through.
Yeah.
All the way through, from beginning to end. The whole thing, just one big playthrough.
Yeah. I know I have been replaying, one of the other beta testers replayed the whole thing beginning to end on Fleet Admiral. It's a
All
puppy!
right.
Oh, puppy got to go for a walk. He's got his harness on.
Puppy?
Yeah. He's not actually a puppy, he's like 12, but...
Oh, okay. Your dog. I was like, puppy? Where?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's 5.5 pounds, so... Still more or less a puppy.
Alright, let's rock and roll this joint.
Let's do it! Alright. I should switch back to OBS. Alright. So I've got... Oh, I wanted to... That's right, I was going to bring up
Here we go.
the press kit document here. Make sure I cover everything, because it serves as a handy checklist. Though it's not a complete checklist. Let's see. So we got the Orion and the Defender, and I've got all of the Cylon new stuff in this fleet. So, yes, we're good. Okay, back to OBS. So, Medusa. There we go. This thing has there 12 PDCs on front, which makes it the most PDCs on one facing of any ship in the game. It's got 4 up here at top, two pairs of 2, and then 2 clusters of 4 on the trunk. Which means Squadron's getting in front of this thing can be pasted real quick. Because, of course, they're Cylon PDCs. They're not
Oh,
Colonial
yes.
PDCs.
They're not colonial PDCs. They actually hit things.
These things don't play. But probably what everyone's mostly going to be using this thing for is this RT PAM ability, where you can just check, hey, which ships do I want to boost? You can also scroll through the list and select or deselect, but it's probably easier to just check which ships do you want to boost, and then you hit OK. And what this does is it goes, okay, I'm going to give 20 of my processing power out to those ships, and it divides it out. So if you've got 5 ships, each one will get 4 of that power. Now that's a nice boost in and of itself, but that's not the real advantage of this boost. There are some graphical glitches with this, guys, bear in mind. The real bonus of this is instead of having a max processing power of 30, it's now 34. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And this means that you can do cool things like take this Cerberus here. I'm going to tweak out its navigation. And then, of course, the Cerberus is mostly there for its squadrons, right? I'm going to buff its hangar all the way up.
Why wouldn't you?
Right. Why wouldn't you? So normally, a Cerberus can get to 30 evasion. Really nice, just shy of an Atlas. Maxed out, it's now 34. You're essentially the same evasion with Raiders as you are with Atlas Vipers now.
Yeah.
How's that?
That is pretty good, actually. That makes a big difference.
Right? It helps out. So there are some very nice things going on there. And this actually flips the equation on longest range. This gives Cylons a range of 6,600.
On traders?
No, gun range.
Oh.
Which means Cylons are back to having the longest range ships in the game.
Calculating.
Okie dokes.
Launching Raiders.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very
cool.
It's very shiny.
Shiny.
Other features of the Medusa, it does get a decent Tratus max of like 7,700, 8,700. So it's not the Cylon's best scout, but it is a pretty solid one. It has fair maneuverability, not great, but considering that it's a command ship sort of a thing, it's pretty solid still.
Yeah.
Its 2 munition slots do have the fast reload speed. However, if I put it at the 20 base, that's the equivalent of neutral posture for Colonials is 20 processing power. We can see that the guns aren't quite as long ranged, and it actually has a penalty to munition salvo size. Which means that it is probably a better thing to put mines on than torpedoes or guided munitions. You can obviously do like nuke or cluster nuke, but that doesn't do a good job taking advantage of the fast reload of being able to fire every other turn. But, putting a couple of virus mines or a virus mine in a scrambler or, Comet PCMs, things where it's only going to fire one off anyway, that works out pretty nice on this thing. Um, do notice though, once you start using that RT PAM ability, you don't have a lot of processing power to play with on the Medusa itself. It ends
No,
up
you don't.
having, you know, especially if you want to start, overclocking those subsystems up to 30, um, it's running pretty thin. Okay, that goes there.
Confirmed. By your command.
You guys go
Confirmed.
there. I do really like that squadrons aren't just revealed right out on turn 1. It took some getting used to, but it does kind of mix things up. It means you have to go, okay, how am I going to play this? I can't just automatically decide right out the gate.
Yeah, I noticed that on the campaign.
Yes,
It
it is.
used to be turn 1, they would just launch all their raiders, and then you'd have to wait maybe 2 or 3 turns until you actually saw their real number.
Right.
And it'd be like, oh, what's going on? But now it's just a case of, no, we're going to wait.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to make a decision about what you're going to do. I don't want to. Launch your raiders now.
Yeah, I mean, the AI has always trickled the raiders out.
Yeah.
But it is kind of, you don't just get to know them all right out of the gate now.
Nope.
Which is
Target acquired.
a pretty significant
Target
difference.
acquired.
Shout out to Black Labs doing an excellent job giving us nice tool tips on everything. How long does it take to
Yes.
see squadron units? You'll see them just one turn later. It's just you won't see them the turn they launch is all. Unless, of course, you already have Dratus range out to that point, in which case they still show up right away. So, it's not a huge thing, but it does mean, okay, if your opponent flushes his decks, you don't immediately know on turn 1, oh, he's a carrier fleet, I need to charge him.
Yeah. It
Now, you
means
might
have
still
to
be able to
actually
figure it
think
out.
about what you're doing.
Yeah, you could probably still figure it out a lot of times, based on, the formation of his fleet, what direction he moves everybody. But it's not just an automatic, oh, it's this.
Yeah.
I should fire my torpedoes at that one, not that one, that sort of thing. You got to either wait that turn or think a lot more about it, which is it's a nice change.
Yeah. Definitely makes things a bit more interesting.
All right, so see. And
There is one thing I can say, and that's I can tell which ship's your Medusa.
yes, yeah, the Medusa and the Orion stand out pretty firmly with those buff lines out.
Buff lines, yeah. I prefer it, given the fact what those ships do.
Yeah, I mean, I have no
know those
problem with that.
because it immediately goes kill that.
Yeah, so the Medusa is definitely an excellent kill it early target, without a doubt. Just because that 4 extra points of max power is huge. It cannot state enough just how big a deal that is. A nice little graphical thing to how the squadrons pop up. I do like that they don't all just blink on. They kind of tip, you get them.
Like you're just picking them up on radar as they come out of the
Yeah.
shadow of the big ships.
Which is a very nice touch.
Yeah, they could have just gone, next turn, bing,
Yeah.
have a heart attack. And now it's more of a staged heart attack. It's like, how many? Oh my god. Oh, all right, make it stop.
More?
Oh,
More?
it's too much.
More?
Stop! Stop! God damn it, stop!
Yeah. It's a nice thematic detail that really helps bring us back into the setting, which I think is really important because, a lot of the changes to the controls, like, being able to double click and grab several ships at once, the multi-move,
Yeah.
kind of brought this more to a gamified setting, and I wouldn't get rid of them. They're a great quality of life improvement. But they do kind of separate us back out from the setting. And so that individual squadrons popping in one at a time helps bring us back in.
Yeah.
And so it's a very nice touch.
I like it.
That was a big part of why borders were changed. Oh, hey, look at that. There's the deck flush. Arps, arps, arps. Okay. So this looks... Honestly, this looks like you've got 3 Jupiter 1s. No, this is 4 squadron? Or is one of these a Jupiter 2? I'm curious to see. All right, we're gonna have these guys actually come back here. Now, before people go getting ideas that with 12 PDCs, the Medusa can really start engaging capitals, its fire control is on front.
Yeah.
So
if you can do enough damage...
yeah, like, all 12 of its guns, using them... What are the changes to boarding? Yeah, I will answer that here, Han Solo's dog. All 12 of the guns does end up being a decent bit of damage against squadrons, but pretty much any of the capitals are going to still be able to wail on it pretty hard, and the 75 frontal armor is not bad, but once it's gone, you're going to lose your fire control too, and it won't be able to hit anything. Now, changes to boarding. So, borders, you can no longer drop and go. You have to leave the boarding craft on board. Also, the number of borders you have are controlled by the host ship's armory subsystem, so it's no longer just defenders are based on armory, borders are also based on armory now. Which I have mixed feelings about.
It means you have to put yourself on massive defense in order to get the maximum out of your borders, doesn't it?
Right. Or like the Cerberus, it means that by the time I power navigation and hangar, I can only get one other subsystem. And now instead of being able to make it the fire control or the engineering, I have to make it the armory.
Yeah.
Systems have been updated.
So, yeah, it's a difficult situation. Ooh, haha, strutting that defender, very nice.
Launching proximity munitions. Launching proximity munitions. Systems have been updated.
Cool. And we've got orders coming this way with the heavy raider squadrons.
Calculating.
I forgot there's that problem with this fleet. Okay. That's fine. We'll
Calculating.
just do that. That cleans it up.
Confirmed.
Okay, you guys. Yep, that's good. And you guys. Yeah, go ahead and kill
Target
that off.
acquired.
No ARPs for you. They must die. There are two other changes to boarding that I want to mention.
Identified.
If oh hey, two defenders. If the ship that the boarders are currently on blows up, the boarding craft blows up with it.
Oh, right.
I didn't kill that ARP, really? That's annoying.
Can you? No, you can't. Okay.
Oh,
Yes, virus
hello
mine.
there, Mr. Orion, out of nowhere.
What? What? Mr. Orion out of no. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you? Ah, you are.
What?
In Dre's range.
Oh, I'm in Dread's range, yeah. Easily.
I meant of me.
Well, I'm technically in Dread's range. Not quite in Dread's range yet.
Systems have been updated.
Okay.
So borders are on kind of a suicide mission now, Red. No, it just means that it's more. You have to be a bit more careful about how you do it.
Yeah, you wanna pull them off before you actually blow up the ship. Now,
Yeah.
I was going into. I said there were two changes. Here's the other one. The other change is that.
Oh, you took my repair bay offline. I can live with that.
Did I? No, not yet. I mean, it is hacking the engineering, but like that's gonna take a minute. The other change is Cylon borders, if they bring the CIC down to 0, won't blow up a colonial ship anymore.
Ah! Well, what will they do?
They will still destroy all of the subsystems. They'll bring the CIC down to 0.
Yeah.
They'll still do all of that. But if you want to kill the ship, you need to actually have a capital or the squadrons blow it up. Which, you know, is not the end of the world. And what do you got over here? You have the EMP generator. Yay! Not. Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sorry.
Are you, though?
Distribution complete.
Are you?
No, not in the slightest.
I wouldn't be sorry either.
Calculating.
But no, those virus mines have evened out the fight.
Oh yeah, no, they're horrifying, horrifying little
we had,
beasties.
I was doing quite well against your raiders. And then you drop those EMPs on top, and it was like, oh, bugger. Oh, those virus, sorry, I mean.
By your command.
Stop planning so hard. Let me win one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass.
No, you're gonna lose. Ooh. It's a good job that Battlestar is still on defense, isn't it?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Systems have been updated.
Go defensive just in case. Reinforcements. How are we doing?
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's right. I was
What?
like, your Vipers
I like-
don't have any engine trails. Oh, right, they're stunned. They don't have any engines.
Nah.
I was just like, why are they in this weird, like,
We're not moving.
Well, they're all kind of like disorganized too.
Yeah.
It's because. Let's see if we can't set this up for a nice little screenshot here. But there we go. There we go. And there we go. Medusa, command and control from the front. That's right, we lead from the front here. Can you put a fighter squadron in the defender's support slot and carry it over to the next jump in Anabasis? I have no idea. I think someone was going to test that, but I don't know if they ever got around to it.
Okay. I think I'm good.
Crunchy, 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 crunchy. Ooh. Crunch, crunch.
Yeah.
So
Oh well.
one of the nice things about cluster nukes versus regular nukes that I want to highlight here that I don't know if people noticed, cluster nukes, once they do their little split into the cluster, are quite a bit faster than regular nukes.
Yes.
I think
Yeah, the regular nukes just take forever.
Yeah, and before they split, they're the same speed as nukes. They don't get that nice high speed until they do their split. But like that can sometimes still be enough.
So, guessing that this is a beta match, I would not be able to play one against you tonight.
No, because
Goddamn
unfortunately,
special permission.
yeah, unfortunately, since you're still under the NDA, you will
Calculating.
not be able to, which is,
Medusa?
regrettable
Oh, I
but
have no idea
true.
what that is.
Let's see, servers. You guys are gonna
Well, I'm just going to go back to the game playing then.
Systems have been
Yep.
updated.
Ooh.
go. Cluster nukes are rather expensive.
Yeah, but not as expensive as you would expect.
I mean, 300 points is a very shiny penny.
Oh, very much so. I'm
Um,
not arguing that at all. But compared to what they could be.
yeah. Let's see. We're gonna. Oh, that's.
I mean, we used to think that normal nukes in multiplayer were expensive.
Yeah. Don't need that. Don't need that.
Systems have been updated. Confirmed.
I mean, they still are. But it does mean that, cluster nukes are now, you're not just getting the ability to hit
Subsystems
multiple
operational.
targets and potentially,
Yep.
even more damage. You're also getting. Hey, no running away.
Ah. Running, I'm merely tactically evaluating the situation.
That's right. Okay. Oh, of course, you've got all those defenders. Boarding is not going to work effectively against you. Mm. I do like there's the nice boarding party deceased.
Yes.
It's very nice. How many boarders are left over there? There's still 43.
Yeah, there's still 43 borders on there. Don't think there's much else I can do. I'm going to lose all my Vipers this turn.
This turn or the next, yeah.
Mm.
Let's see. There. There we go. And Though, I mean, you did not lose that firefight by a lot.
No. No, if you hadn't had those virus mines, I think I would have won that one.
Yeah.
Calculating.
Oh, well.
Systems have been updated.
Just proves the strength of virus mines, though.
They are very potent.
Yeah.
Having Atlases at the back of the fleet on full defensive. I mean, if you don't need the maneuverability and use that for powerful boarding, you can. I mean, Raptors are only a debuff. And of course, you can't drop and go, so it's not like you can get that debuff permanently applied to a ship and just go, oh, good. Now that I've knocked out all of his defenders, I'm going to withdraw all my Raptors and, go do that on the next ship. No, you have to leave at least one Raptor that still has Marines on board on the enemy ship, which makes it harder to board the next ship.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's definitely a thing you can do, but it's not like an automatic gimme.
I just realized something. Yeah, we know that.
Squadrons.
Yeah,
You
I
had
just
a
let my
nuke.
flag up. I left my flag up. I always do that.
Whoopsie daisies.
I always do that. It's just one of those things I always seem to do, and I don't know why.
Spend so much time with your flak up. You just got to turn it off.
Actually, I didn't spend that much time with my flag up this time. Oh my god, I still have 2 squadrons left. Oh!
Yeah, Raiders
Legends.
not the most lethal.
Launching
You little
proximity
legends.
munitions.
You managed to keep that up.
Confirmed.
Okay.
Oh well.
Calculating.
Hacked out the hangar.
I liking your heavy squadrons just hanging over my fleet.
Well, I just pulled them out and I didn't want to do a straight recall, so I had them go straight up to avoid the flak. So what are you gonna get? Not that one. Is it this one? You have 2 Vipers. Where? Oh, the Orion is one of them. That makes
Yes.
sense. I was like, where's the other Viper hosted? Because I'm noticing that the Atlas that still has a Viper, I've hacked out the hangar already.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's dead.
I love these just wild Battlestar artillery shots at the heavy raiders.
Why not? You might get a hit.
Yeah.
Subsystem is operational.
Oh, I cleaned it up. I didn't even need to use that virus mine. Oh well. I don't think I ever set these SERPs to focus fire.
By your command. By your command.
Let's be careful not to run into the rocks. So I can show off one of the cool things we can do here. Do boarding parties restock when Raptors and Heavy Raiders return to a ship? Do they draw down boarders from the ship's defenders, or is it just one load of boarders per squadron per battle? No, they will restock
No.
upon returning. It does not draw from the defenders.
No. It's like a separate pool on its own.
Well, yeah, and a bottomless pool at that, so...
Yeah, it's awesome. Assuming you can do more than a couple of
Repair
things.
sequence initiated.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Confirmed.
And what you're seeing here, guys, is a better player than me.
If it makes you feel any better, I did, by
You're going easy.
by the thinnest of margins, beat Waggle with this fleet. Now, Waggle was also experimenting with a fleet as well. And when I say it was by the thinnest of margins, I mean I was down to my last Cerberus at like 30 hull chasing an Atlas. Like, it was the thinnest of margins. So, what I just did, and it's not necessarily super obvious here,
Systems have been
Um,
updated.
is I used the fact that the cluster nukes will try and find a good midpoint to target, or for when to separate. And so what I did is I had them target your Jupiter and the two defenders, and by targeting the Jupiter in the back, they'll go a little bit higher up before separating, and it'll be easier for those cluster nukes to get over the flak of the defenders.
Cool.
So that's a thing you can do with the cluster nukes that kind of helps them out a little, helps them get around flak. Or, you know, if you're firing guided missiles at something, at the same time, it can draw the defenders, or the Vipers, or Raiders, you know, whatever, the defending squadrons off towards where those guided missiles are, while your cluster nukes are, you know, a few hundred meters off to the side. You get just that little bit of extra wiggle room in there. You know, it's probably not going to make a difference, but it's one of those things where
It might.
every little bit of leeway you can get yourself there counts.
Yes, absolutely.
We're just gonna continue punishing with the virus mines here, because
Oh, you're so kind.
I'm a mean bully head.
I'm just so appreciative.
Calculating.
That's good. I'm glad you're appreciative. Glad you're able to appreciate this. Okay, destructive phase. So infinite marines ready and waiting to get thrown at the mean grinder. Yes, there are still infinite borders. You just can't drop and go. You can't drop your borders and then come back for another load right away. You have to stick
Wait for them to be all
around
destroyed.
and wait it out. Which, you know, I don't.
It's not great.
I'm not as big a fan of that, admittedly. That ought to nicely soften up them fire controls.
Yeah, that would definitely do some damage. Yeah.
And how do you like this? Using Cerberus as gunships.
Oh, that's nice. I like it.
Okay, that's actually still doing the right thing.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 3 heavy guns apiece. 9 heavy guns on a target between all 3 Cerberus.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
It does. It does. And we can very much see just how badly those virus mines, stack up on a ship. You've
Oh
got
yes.
this one Atlas that I haven't even shot at yet. The only damage it's taken has been like random stray shots from the fighter brawl, but
Yeah.
already its fire control is knocked out, its hangar is knocked out, its tech bay is trashed. This other one, okay, yeah, I knocked out the fire control using the cluster nukes. But, it's had its navigation trashed, its tech bay is trashed, its hangar is trashed. This Jupiter, which was barely in the virus mines at all, has taken just a little bit of hangar damage. Its armory is beat up. It is painful. You're going in for that ram. You do that.
Why not?
I can't think of a reason you should do it.
It's a laugh.
And I mean, when you've got a ship
hopefully get me
as
something
in as
of memory.
desperate trouble as that one is, you might as well.
Why not?
By your command.
Let's see. Yeah.
Cerberus hull compromised. Subsystem is operational.
Oh no, you knocked out the tech bay. Not the tech bay.
Yeah, the tech bay. I know. It's horrible, isn't it, when you knock out the tech bay? Why would anyone do that? That poor tech bay. So if you use the Medusa boost on just one ship, does that mean you can put 20 into that one ship?
Yes, exactly.
Ah.
You get all 20 power. It divides out across all the ships you're boosting, but if you're only boosting one, that one ship gets that full
It's
20
20
power.
processing power.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it really is a case of most of the benefit you get is going to be from, that boost of the max, not the extra processing power itself.
Yeah.
It's that max processing power that lets you get just a little bit more evasion, a little bit more gun range and accuracy. That's where most of that benefit comes.
So it's kind of pros and cons. You can put it all on one ship, but you'll probably get more benefit if you spread it out amongst many. Like you did with putting it across the
It's very much a case of most of the time you're going to want to go, okay, I'm just going to target all the other ships in my fleet. Because there is no limit to the number of ships it can target. The AI won't just do that. It'll only tag a few. But certainly, in PvP usage, tag them all. If you really don't want to tag something, you'd rather keep that concentration, go for it. If the power can't be divided evenly, say across 3 ships, is 18 distributed, is 21 distributed, or do 2 get 7 and 1 gets 6? I believe it'll do fractional points. So the UI will only show whole points.
But it will do it in the background as fractionals.
Yeah, it'll do it in fractionals. And we can actually, you can see here, I can slightly tweak that navigation, and it only showed 25 the whole time, but the actual percentage numbers on the subsystem did change. So
Yeah, I did notice that earlier on. I was like putting my fire control to 15, and only a couple of the others went down to 14 and things like that. It was kind of fiddling things around.
yeah. This Medusa just dip, 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 dip.
Must get out of the way.
Oh, you shot out my armor. I can't buff that now. Make no mistake, folks. Jupiters still have lots of shoot.
Yeah, they do.
Confirmed.
They're still gonna bang you up, but good.
I don't think I've got anything else I can do right now.
Calculating.
Yeah, we're almost dead anyway. What the hell? Let's have some fun.
Cerberus hull compromised.
You ramming with the Jupiter? Boom! There goes the first Cerb. It's worth noting.
Look, you've got it over the top.
I do.
You're gonna hit me from the top. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, you might be able to flick flack that. Jupiter flag is pretty big, but
No, I don't think so. It's too high. Way too high.
yeah, I think that's probably gonna cook out.
Confirmed.
So we're just gonna take the hits.
Take it on
I
the
have taken down
chin.
one of your Cerberus. I am quite happy with this. I've taken down one ship in each fight. I'm okay. My ego is okay.
Is this assuaged? Assuaged? I think it's assuaged.
I don't care. I've destroyed 2 ships. All right, you gave me 1, but that's beside the point. I still got it. Go on, hit those with those nukes. Come on. Yes. We don't care. We do not care. Come on. Let's ram something else.
Oh, you want to ram? All right,
Launching
we'll go
proximity.
further.
No, it's too late now.
Calculating.
What's the point?
If you climb on neutral posture, so that you've got maximum climb.
I have. I've got
Yeah.
navigation damage.
Is your nav knocked out? That's funny.
Yeah. Pretty much, it's down to 8. I'm repairing it, but you know.
Well, repair and climb your best. We'll collide either this turn or next turn.
Yeah, you've got full armor. I think you're going to be fine.
On the bottom anyway.
It's your left side that's damaged. Your right side, you're underneath. It's absolutely fine as far as I can remember.
Yeah, 59 out of 60. I mean, that is the
Yeah.
thinnest plate.
Not that the Atlas is going to survive anyway.
Yeah, it's. Hey, we did collide.
Yay!
And they both died.
Oh, we took them both out. Oh, okay, cool. But I think the crux of that, take out the Medusa because it did bonuses. But I think that the real
The buffs
pivot
are
point in the whole fight
significant.
was
the
those
mines
virus
that
mines.
it's bringing along are scary. Those PDCs will tear up your squadrons if you've got squadrons, or at least soften very nicely your squadrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good target to go after. Um, especially when you consider like it'll make the Argos that much harder to chase down because it'll
Yep.
buff the Argos's base speed plus also how far it can FTL jump. How far it can do
But
its
no,
tactical
I think the
jumps.
virus mines are probably the biggest impact because of just the massive impact they can have on.
Oh yeah, the virus
Squadron
mines are devastating. They're
Absolutely.
very awesome. I forgot to hit the replay before just going into the leave.
Yeah, let's watch me get killed again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can still enjoy some replay while the game tidies up. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. I did like the defender working that flank. Oh. There we go. We're back down already. That was actually pretty quick. So I've got at least one more fleet. Just kind of showing off how I envision using the defender.
I actually can't do another fight.
Can you not? Okay.
No, I've got a live stream in like an hour and a half, and I haven't eaten yet. So
You should eat. You should eat.
I should eat. Otherwise, during that fight, I'm going to have a little tap on the door from Red Mooga, my other half, and she will be going, "You going to eat or when?"
Yeah. All right. Well,
So thank you for
very much.
inviting me, though, Sarge. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. I'm sure all of our viewers, yours and mine, appreciate getting to see these new ships in action. So, thank you very much.
It's virus mines, people. Virus mines. Go after them with a vengeance. If you're using them, spam them. If you're not, and you're on the colonial side, anything that's got virus mines on it, take it out quick.
Yes.
Should eat. It's not very silent. Like, oh no, Seth, I'm sorry, but I am not a Centurion 128 is a Cylon. Okay, I was just posing as a Cylon.
Yeah. And I am not actually a Cylon. That's may or may not be Waggle.
Yeah, might be Waggle. Yeah, we were talking. That was in the Discord earlier on, wasn't it? Whether or not he was a Cylon.
We have neither confirmed nor denied that Waggle is a Cylon. It is still up for debate.
Yeah, we'll leave that one for any future evidence that comes up.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much again, Sarge. We should do this again.
Yes,
Definitely.
we definitely should.
It's a lot of fun. And if there's another DLC, which I'm hoping there will be in the future, just give me a shout. I will happily go through any of the new build stuff with you, where you can, again, kick my butt. But until next time, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. You lot take care of yourselves.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
To viewers on my stream, I have dropped links to Rival Zone Gaming's Twitch and YouTube, so you should definitely check him out. He hits a lot of good things.
I've got all the DLC playthroughs for Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. From the very beginning, from the base game, all the way through. Every time they released a DLC, I did a new playthrough.
Nice. Have you gone all the way through Ghost Fleet Offensive already? Or are you still
I am
working
working
on
on
that
it. I've done the first 3 videos. First 2 will be up today. Second one should already be up. And tomorrow I'll continue on with one a day. But yeah, tomorrow is going to be a fun day for me because I'm just going to be next playthrough. Come on, next video,
Yeah.
next video.
All right.
I just love Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. I really do. It's so much fun.
It is. I love it. It's great. All right. Thanks again for joining.
No problems.
You should get out and go enjoy some food.
Food. You lot take care of yourselves.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right. So I know Ricardo was here earlier. I don't know if he's still around. I have sent him a message if he wants to do some PvP. We can do some of that. Otherwise, I'm going to run some skirmishes or practices against the AI, just because those are fun. And you know what? What the heck? Well, since we're just doing a practice, we can do a defend the transports instead. Just because. Now we'll go eliminate all. Here we go. Okay, now this is probably a more traditional way to run. Oh, I have a message. Um, okay, sorry. So I'm gonna show off this fleet, which I feature a couple of Orions here. And let's see. Let's run it against this, maybe? I think. This will have a few more squadrons than me. Hello, hello? I don't know who's
Hello.
joined. Hello, destructively phased.
Don't mind if I sit in for the next bit?
Nah, yeah, you sit in and talk with us.
Yeah.
Happy to
good.
have you. Oh, here we go. This will be a good fleet to give the AI.
I have lots of questions because I deliberately avoided watching Thursday's stream
That's fair.
for spoilers.
Yes. Thursday,
Yeah.
Slytherin asked me to run the campaign, so I was
Mm.
running the campaign, but that did mean that it was spoilers galore. Though we didn't get super far into
Yeah.
the campaign, so I guess maybe not spoilers galore, but there were definitely spoilers.
Yeah. I deliberately avoided because I didn't want the spoilers. I've muted and hidden the game spoiler discussions channel.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like, yep.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, hit me up with them questions because I was very sad. I got like
Mm.
almost no questions during the Slytherin stream. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Sad.
Did you try Berserk maxed Air CAG Officer, max Veterancy plus Defender boost?
I did not, mostly because I did not get to the point in the story where the defender is unlocked.
As we all know, the highest Berserk can reach currently is 77.5 evasion, and now it's a case of how much further can we push it?
Yeah, and I want to say you'll get. I don't remember. Here, let me. If I. Because I think Waggle actually. From. Let's see. In here. Evasion. Let's see. Doop-a-doo. So, Waggle actually did test it. The new max evasion possible is 88 with the defender buffing.
That's high.
This in part comes from the fact, or is aided by the fact that one of the things you can do now in the campaign is you can change, or you can specifically designate which ship in a fleet is the flagship.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it much easier to get that higher evasion on a Berserk.
Do CAG officers now add evasion to their flagship?
Yes.
Oh, as before the update, right? In the non-update, I believe they don't have a skill that adds evasion.
Oh, maybe.
Personal
I thought they
personal
did.
skill. I thought they did too, but I checked in this like accuracy, speed, and maybe repair, something like that.
Oh, maybe not. Okay, I might be
Yeah.
misremembering. It's 88 though.
Yeah.
Now, what you can do, which is really entertaining, is you can put a nav officer on a Jupiter 2 and then boost the nav with the defender, and you can get Jupiter 2s sliding around like they're
Minervas.
faster than a Manticore will go.
Wait, what?
Which is hilarious. Yeah, the defender opens up for great
Opens up.
fun shenanigans.
Honestly, I want to try Defender boosting Minerva's now and see how much your control you get then. Like, is it possible to have the Minerva reverse across the battlefield? Like, have
Um,
that much your control?
oh, a Minerva reversing across. Probably not. But that
As it
wouldn't stop it from being entertaining. That's for sure.
Yeah. As it gets pretty high your control now, before the update, so with a full nav officer, all personal skills and +5 nav, and the defender, I don't know, and of course elite veterancy, I think it should be close enough. I think.
Yeah, I mean the defender does let you get away with some great shenanigans that are extremely entertaining.
Hostile unit identified.
Hmm.
Squadron is taking fire.
I'm curious to see what these Orions are going to do, since they've got round behind the battle stars.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've talked about this a little. The Orions are great at being able to, you know, get on that flank in the same way you do with an adamant. But they can do it, you know, a little bit more reliably with that stealth. So, you know, if I look at this, because I've been retreating the rest of my fleet and drawing the enemy in and moving the Orions steadily around, they're still at 56%. You know, it's only been the 3 turns, and they're already up to that flank.
And I remember from the screenshots they posted in the announcement that the Orion showed a drain rate of 1.7, which gave it 5 turns of stealth. And it's now showing 1.2. Is that
Right.
its defensive bonus?
Yes, because it's based on the tech bay. And now he has thrown up plaque on this right side, so I don't know if that's the AI just being weird or if that's because he has.
I think I've been seeing a couple of
detected.
turrets firing at them.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
have we? I don't. Not this turn anyway, but maybe last turn. Cloaked Orions will get auto fired against, but auto fire against them while they're cloaked is the same as if they were unID'd Tratus targets. So even if they have been ID'd, while they're cloaked, auto fire turrets treat them as though they were cloaked, and you can't focus fire them.
They can't be focus fired, and the fire against them is more inaccurate than it should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yes, sir.
Because of course, you know, they're already size 2, so you know, large guns really going to be having a hard time hitting them.
Yeah, and they have munitions and Vipers, which is nice.
Yes, very similar loadouts to the Adamants, just a little bit different, but it's a difference that definitely matters.
Trying to think that they get more DPS than the Adamant as long as they're below the enemy, as they can bring 6 to bear rather than the Adamant's 4.
Yes, exactly. Which, you know, is a pretty significant boost. Let's see, and we're gonna just do like so.
I'm on it, Commander.
here we see that size 2, really helping out, avoiding that Battlestar artillery. And just off the guns here, look at how much damage we did. Like this right armor is halfway shot out, and the rear armor is most of the way shot out. So, the damage they get is pretty respectable.
I'm on it, Commander.
Yeah. Just to check when the activates. Oh, there's a limit on how often they can reactivate their stealth.
Yes, so they'll have one turn of cooldown after they come off. So you will be visible for 2 turns. Both the turn you'll be visible the turn you deactivate stealth, and then the next turn. Which of course means the enemies can fire guided munitions at you that turn you're on cooldown and the turn you reactivate. Now, obviously, the turn you activate, their guided munitions are going to splay out and not go much of the direction that you're in, but they will start shooting at you.
Yeah. That feels very powerful, as if it can stay more than 12 seconds of munitions away from the enemy, it can survive most things.
Yes, it's very nice. The damage output is very solid.
Yes, sir.
I have no idea if I'm actually gonna win this battle here, but
Missiles incoming.
we're gonna try it.
Friendly squadron is docked.
Ooh, no!
Ooh, yeah.
Flag left!
Yeah, I mean, you are below the other Artemises, so...
Yes, and that's definitely helping out here.
Yes, Commander.
And, these Orions are doing work with their, 12 light guns between the two of them. Jupiter Battlestar Artillery has yet to score a hit on them. Now, it might be like boosting or something, I don't know, but...
Tough little ships.
Yeah, I mean, they're not super tough, but they do an excellent job at just, forcing the enemy...
Battlestar is taking damage.
Oh, here we go. So yeah, more shots. Now, obviously, only, quote-unquote, only 6 guns on the bottom here. But again, he has yet to score an actual hit on either one of these. It's probably not setting them as the focus fire with that Jupiter, I would guess. But, I can come all the way around and still stay on him. Those guns being top guns instead helps out a lot here. Oh, nice. We carved that guy. Oh, geez. Both these raptors assault raptors got carved up pretty badly by being in that flak.
I'm on it, Commander.
And I want to say you've got your missiles back, but it's only 8, so we're going to go ahead and drop flak. And fire our... At least one ship was unable to follow. Oh, because I had the... Oh, I forgot I had the debris mine here I could have been using. Okay.
So say we all.
So I do very much like, just the reliability that you get out of the Orions of just sitting on that edge of the range and just pounding out shots while they're sitting on their size 2 frames and just going, you can hit me.
Yeah.
They do that just so incredibly well.
How does that work against Revenants?
I have not tested it against Revenants. Probably not nearly as well, because of course, Revenants are sitting, with light guns with bonuses to accuracy. Now, with that said, if you can get below a Revenant has its fire control on the bottom. So, if you can get below a Revenant, use those munitions to knock out that armor, follow up with the light guns. It can be pretty devastating all the same.
Armor piercers, get the armor.
Right, exactly. I am, of course, totally losing this squadron battle. There we go, we can ID that last. Jupiter there.
Yes, Commander. Got it. I'm on it, Commander.
Yeah, we'll set our focus fire to that.
I think it's also worth noting that the I don't know the exact point cost of the Orion, but isn't it more expensive than a Revenant?
Sorry, what was that?
I don't know the exact point cost of the Orion, but isn't it more expensive than a Revenant?
$950.
So it's right on par with the Minotaur.
Missiles incoming.
Yeah. And of course you've got Squadron and
Stealth.
and munition. Well, I was gonna say Squadron and munitions that you'll want to at least upgrade the Squadron to a Viper 2 if you can afford it. So you've got that working against you too.
Subsystem repairs are complete.
And I mentioned this earlier, one of the nice things about the Orions is, that top subsystem is just the armory. It's not super devastating when that top armor does go out, which
If it was fire,
really nice.
If it was fire control or engineering, that would be it.
Yeah, but that is one of the advantages it has compared to the Adamant. The dominant armor facing on the Orion that's going to take the most hits is the top, whereas the Adamant's sitting with the side armor. Adamant, losing the side armor, you're going to be taking hits on the engineering. And this will too. If you take hits on the side, that's going to be your engineering. But because you want to dive with it, you're going to get hits on the top. It's just your armory. You don't really care. It does mean any hits are the armory and make it more susceptible to boarding. So 290 damage out of one Orion, 288.8, so basically 290. So just about 300 damage out of each Orion, which is pretty solid. Didn't quite, outpace the Minotaur at 360. But again, it's giving you that ability to get that flank element. You can, with 6 light guns, pretty much take on, pretty happily just about any ship one-on-one if you can spot a solo.
Well, with its small size, the Battlestar's going to have a hard time dealing with it. And any big silent vessel, bar maybe the Kratos will struggle.
The Kratos' 10 heavy guns gonna be something you want to think twice before engaging.
But Argos regular base star Cerberus.
Yeah, it's great for knocking on an Argos because of course an Argos doesn't have any guns to defend itself. All it's got is munitions.
And if you stealth on the correct turn.
Right. You get close, you fire your guns. You know, as soon as he fires his munitions, you drop that defensive stealth, and you just sit until the munitions are away for a few turns, and then you go, okay, they're safely a distance away, I'm going to pop out of stealth, hit that offensive posture again, go back to hitting him. You know, he's going to fire his munitions, you go back into stealth. You know, you got to kind of dance with the stealth, and doing it with one would probably be pretty difficult. But two is going to be pretty feasible. You're going to hit pretty hard, you're going to be underneath, you're going to knock out that engineering. It's going to be over pretty quick. And, you know, even if you're only barely able to come out of stealth because he keeps, you know, doing the munitions on you, you've still got, you know, your guided missiles or, you know, whatever munitions you brought with that bonus salvo size.
And you still got your Vipers.
Yeah. Let's see if I can use 2 Orions to knock out a Kratos. I'm curious to see if I can do that against the AI. I'm guessing I probably can, but let's see if I can. So I'm going to give this Kratos 1 armor piercer, 2 guided missiles, and 2 raiders. And then, whoops, nixed the wrong thing. Orion, and you're going to get a Viper 2.
Not sure if this is a fair test since the Kratos would normally be armed with chain torpedoes.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally not a fair test. I mean, the Kratos is also sitting at 2,800 points to my 2,000 points. But, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do it. Refinery is fine. And I mean, you know, this is also against the AI. So.
Yeah. That's the loading screen we were talking about.
Yes, this is it.
Yeah.
This is that beautiful
That's
loading
nice.
screen that shows off
All the
almost
ships.
every colonial ship, if not every. I should.
Minerva, Artemis. I think maybe Jupiter Mark 1's missing, but you got the Mark 2 there, so.
Yeah. Let's see. It had the Ranger and the Janus. It had the Heracles. I think I saw a Minotaur.
Yeah, I think there was
Is
a
there a
Minotaur there.
Berserk in there?
Can't remember.
Yeah, I'll have to go look later. Okay,
Launching
so
alert Vipers.
we're gonna start by being cheeky and forcing the fighter, or getting the AI to do the fighter battle first.
Do it under the light guns and win that way.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get it to happen under the light guns without him getting a Dratus lock, that's obviously
Not a drill.
the best. Speaking of,
So say we all.
so one of the more entertaining things I did when I was testing was having 1 Orion kill 4 Nemesis, which mostly consisted of run away and using the squadrons or the 1 squadron to kill
In the
all
back
4
of it.
Nemesis.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Kratos, show me those fighters.
So is this the one time the AI is being strategically smart?
It does look like he's. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
just gonna think about multiplayer now. Is like, what would happen if you just brought 7 Orions at the start of the battle? The other player sees nothing.
He will see nothing. And here's another interesting thing that people may not realize will happen, but if you're really attentive with your mines and campaign missions, it also means mines are not launchable on that first turn. Now, you probably aren't going to launch any anyway, but if there are no Dratus blips, you can't fire mines.
Ooh.
Now, it doesn't really super matter here,
Yes, sir.
but it is kind of one of those like, oh, well, that's cheeky.
Yeah. That's probably a problem that's never come up before because there's always been
Right,
Dratus
there's
markers.
always
Yeah.
Dratus marks in multiplayer, but now you could have a situation where there aren't.
Hmm.
I'm gonna actually get a little bit closer, and actually we'll go ahead
Got it.
and have them fire. I'm gonna set one of these guys offensive, one of these guys defensive, just so we can get those Dratus locks. Because of course Vipers have just a little bit more gun range than they have Dratus range.
Mhm.
Look at that early hit knocking out one of those. Oh jeez, he's coming for us. He's coming. He's got Dratus locks on us. We're gonna have munitions coming in real hot. But that's fine. We've got enough distance here.
Enough for a turn at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah, probably 2 turns. I don't know. I guess one of them is AP missiles. I do like that they've fixed the AI behavior. You'll notice it went back to doing the squadrons once it got the trace lock. So this one did not.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and set these guys to defend this. And they can probably...
Which...
Oh, they're all targeting this.
Yeah, you could probably stealth the one Orion. Too late now, but the one Orion.
12 light guns just carving up.
Yeah,
oh my lord, the slaughter. Oh, the slaughter.
I just cloaked the one Orion being targeted continuously and
yeah, I mean, I definitely
leave
could.
the other. Leave the other one to clear the squadron. So those Vipers are not making that much headway on those missiles.
They're doing pretty good, but yeah, they are having some trouble here. I'm going to go ahead and cloak up this turn here.
Engaging stealth mode.
Since he's stealth, all those missiles are going to break lock, and the Vipers will stop defending, so I'll switch which one they're defending.
Got it.
And we'll just alternate back and forth.
Mm.
And we're going to go full defense. Make the most use out of our battery here. A couple of missiles did still score hits here. Not too big a deal.
Just the spread of missiles coming from the
And you know what?
crosses.
We're even just going to keep doing this until he runs out of missiles. Because that's what the Kratos will do, is it'll just run itself out of missiles.
Yeah. It's facing Siva today, and
Oh, interesting.
yeah, he brought 2 Paratus and 3 Gorgons. all Vespid. All Vespids.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, when you get a chance to look in game media, I call it the event, as it is just white screen. There was that many torpedoes, Vespid bombs, and ships exploding in one turn that it actually made the game chug.
Yeah. Yeah,
much
the
explosion.
Vespids will unload on you pretty good there.
Yeah, it was like 10 Vespids. It was
Did
crazy.
he run out of munitions already, or is he holding them back to fire
Did he
that
get? Did
cloaked
he?
Orion? He shouldn't be out yet, should he?
Well, he holds 5, 6 turns. 3 firing, 1 cloak. Well, 3 firing with a lock, 1 cloaked. I don't think so. Did he get a target lock on the other Orion?
He should have. They're right next to each other. I suppose it's possible he didn't.
Hmm.
Escort clear zone intact. Priority 1 is in safe hands.
One way to find out. Oh. Well, that's an interesting thing to know.
Hmm.
That the missiles, once the
Oh,
Orion
yes.
uncloaks, and they'll just...
Yeah, sorry, this came up earlier, but the missiles will totally come back your way. Like they will do it, and they will do it with a vengeance. But of course, every turn that they're going away from you is another turn they have to come back towards you. So
Yeah. And they are more spread out, which makes it easier for the Vipers to deal with a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
so there we go. He does have more. Oh, but you know what? That's probably like the last
Jets have come back
few.
hostile.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, he had
Orion is taking damage.
There we go.
just a few there. Okay, and we did have our engineering knocked out. We'll go ahead. Re-stealth. You are going to start going up lappy blap.
Got it.
And might want. I was gonna say might want to dive a bit more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So I take it these don't have the range boost berserk, because that'd be a bit powerful.
No, no. Like that would be super overpowered. I love all these missiles that lost their trails just now. That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Cancel stealth. That should give enough space for the Vipers. And you go ahead and fire and set your focus fire. I did set your focus fire. Yes, yes. Okay. And run away! I'm waiting for this Kratos to jump on us.
Ooh, Vipers?
Orion is taking damage.
Oh, it's still going to be the fighter swarm there, or missile swarm.
Inspecting.
Oh, that's...
Oh, they lost their trails now.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of little dots. Little angry dots. And I guess, I mean, at this point, I could, in the same way I beat the 4 Nemesis with 1 Orion, I could just let the Vipers clean that up, but where's the fun in that? Where's the fun?
I'm on it, Commander.
So we're just gonna keep just,
Maybe chuck it on defense. Deal with the last few hits.
the Vipers will
Yeah.
either get it or I'll just take it on the chin. It's not that bad. I need to be careful that he doesn't go completely out of range. He's actually going to end up being longer range than me because his guns are out on the edges, and while mine are too,
Yeah.
he's got edges much further away from his center than I do.
And you can also do a jump. I learned the horrors of that again today.
Orion is taking damage.
Oh no, he's picking on our... Alright, so now what we do is we go, stealth, you can't shoot me. And actually, he's pretty much tapped out of armor, so...
Yeah.
We are... now that he is out of munitions, though, I will at least let the fighters help.
Orion is taking damage.
Right, so see, he's stuck to the auto fire if he wants to hit this one, which means he can only hit it if it's the closer one. So you just move it, just be a little bit further out, and cancel the stealth. We're gonna...
Yes, Commander. Salvo launch ready. Orion is taking
Oh!
damage.
Managed to get that. Oh well.
Well, yeah, I think it's a given now. Though. Probably enough damage in those missiles alone to finish it.
Depends on which
Yeah.
armor facing they hit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely goes to show just how much punch you can get out of these Orions, though.
So can we say Orion is OP? Please nerf.
No, it's definitely not overpowered. And here I'll demonstrate that too. So.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
So let's kill one of these, and then in this other fleet, add one adamant. There we go. Give the adamant the Viper 2. And of course, this is 200 points cheaper than the Orion. And practice. And proceed. And so I'm going to give me the adamant. And give the AI the Orion. Now, I don't know if I'm going to win or lose this, but even if I come close to winning, that'll pretty handily show this thing is going to, is not just, oh yeah, you should definitely always bring this.
Launching fighters. Yes, Commander.
Okay. We'll just start.
Oh god, that is weird not seeing a Dratus.
Yeah, right? You're just like, oh, it's over there somewhere, probably. I do want to mention, once you do get a Dratus lock on the Orion, even when it gets cloaked, it just shows up as that ghost figure. Even if it does go back outside your Dratus ranges. So you will still know where it is. You just won't be able to engage it, quite as correctly.
If it's cloaked and enters your Dratus range, does it is it identified? Does it have to stop cloaking to be identified?
No. If it's cloaked and it enters your Dratus range, it just shows up as a cloaked ship.
Okay, so Garfield can't stealth ram you without, at least a turn's warning.
Commander.
Well, no, because he can, maneuver to position and fire the torpedoes on the turn he decloaks. And if he stays out of your range, 2 turns after that, he recloaks and you have no Dratus blips again. Other than maybe the Vipers if you launched those.
God. Oh, that is going to be horrible to fight.
IFFs have
Oh,
come
hey,
back.
hello. You are much closer and not where I expected you to be.
Yeah. Well, at least it's lights versus lights, so you can get some hits.
Yep.
No, I was actually more talking about Garfield using the Orion as a stealth torpedo.
And so, yeah, no, you'll see that coming. Now, it is, it's not as fast as the Adamant, but it is still pretty nimble. So, you will still, you'll see it coming, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll be able to shoot them all down in time.
No, I'm guessing they're maneuverable enough to hit most targets reliably.
Oh, yeah. Now, the other side of that coin is, it is a size 2 ship, so yes, it'll hit
It's
you not very hard.
It'd be about as bad as a Manticore.
Salvo launch ready.
Yeah.
Okay, and he is hitting my left armor. And actually, you know what? Let's dive and see if we can't get below his guns. He is, it is more maneuverable than us. And you'll notice, as it is, he's only avoiding me on the roll. I haven't seen him launch his squadrons yet, though, which is interesting.
I think this is in the bag.
I'm on it,
Yeah.
Commander.
I'd say so. Now, of course, this is the AI.
Yeah.
We'll flip this around and I'll bet I'll win. He's getting so high up I can't actually engage him anymore.
But there's his Vipers.
Now, his munitions are still on cooldown, so I can safely let mine
Yes,
target his, and we will target like so, and climb up a little.
Probably gonna cloak again this turn.
Adjusting shot by 0.15.
Nope.
It looks like the AI for the doesn't quite know how to use the Orion, which, you know, that's fair. It's a bit of an oddball.
Yeah.
And I don't know necessarily that there's much need for it to know how to do that.
Yeah, considering it's unless the Sagittarian
Oh, the SDU.
SDU are coming back.
Krista, I'm taking
Yeah.
Don't think there's need for a good colonial AI.
Okay. We'll go back to shooting it. Actually, you know what? Shoot at that, because these guys are going to go back to defending.
Yes, sir.
And you're gonna
Yes, Commander.
launch another volley of missiles.
Suspecting.
Firing on target.
I was going to see if we were going to get like a master juke by the AI there as it cloaked on the turn you launch. But no.
No, you can't cloak on the turn you launch anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I mean, if it was, is it going to forgo its missile launch and cloak?
Oh, no, it doesn't look like it actually knows how to use the cloak like at all.
Yeah.
Which, you know, vaguely disappointing, but as I said,
Mhm.
like, the AI is not normally
It's not
going to be
necessary.
using these.
Hammer the fractors so they can't get back up.
I'll say it definitely is it's definitely not something you can ignore when it's on your flank.
No.
As with its 6 lights, it's good at shooting stuff, and since it's so small, you can't hit it reliably.
Yeah, I've seen pretty reliably getting 300 damage out of the Orions when you keep them alive that
Mhm.
Target acquisition.
whole match.
Beginning manual controls now.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's definitely
And an MP multiplayer, I think having something like that show up off your flank is definitely going to be distracting. If you weren't expecting it.
yes, and that's one of the nice things is, you know, if the enemy does try and shoot at it, you just move it away, cloak it up. It's a size 2 ship that's hard to hit, and now he's, you know, exposing surfaces that may not be ideal to the rest of your fleet. So they make a great hammer to your main line's anvil. Not that, you know, in the same way that adamants do. So it is
Yeah.
I know a lot of the testers have been a little bit disappointed in that it doesn't really do anything you can't do already with an adamant.
But it does the distraction role better.
Yeah, it
leaving-
does it a little bit better, more reliably. You know, just because it's got that cloak, it can fire forward or back because they're top guns. It has more diving capabilities, so it can get below things like the Revenant, which is a lot more important now with the Medusa being able to buff Cylon
No.
ranges.
Oh god, nav boosted Revenant. Oh dear. No escaping that.
Well, and the Medusa buffs the max processing
Max
power.
range.
So,
Yeah.
you know, that Revenant will be both faster and longer ranged.
And more accurate.
Well, right, and more accurate. I mean, the accuracy is almost a side note at that point.
Yeah.
But it means that being able to knock out those revenants in a reliable manner is that much more important because
Yeah.
now they will outrange you, which wasn't true before. It used to be,
Yeah.
you know, Berserks, Minotaurs, Heracles, Minervas would all
Never.
outrange them.
Yeah. And if the Revenant got the full plus 20, I think it could probably also put its engineering to max, or at least close to max. Which would, as normally it has to choose between nav, firepower, and engineering.
Right. And then it's like half on the engineering.
Yeah.
It's got the full 20 probably, but you know, again, you're probably only going to want to buff. You're probably going to want to buff as many ships as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna flip this around and show that this really is a player skill thing of whether the Orion or the Adamant wins.
So there we go. Janus, Heracles, Adamant Minotaur, transports, shuttles, freighter, ranger, manticore, Atlas, and a J1 as well in the background. All of them.
So
Launching
yeah,
fighters.
Yep.
it's a very nice shot. I love it. I hope they release it like as a screenshot, just because that would be awesome.
I have been refining my method for getting rid of the black bars on the replay.
Oh yeah.
I think I've got it nailed now. I've been doing it reliably.
Before engaging.
Set condition 1
So.
route the ship.
Let's see. So if I can stay out of his broadside, he won't be able to shoot guns at me.
What's in the bottom of Adamant?
Weapon 3 and
Nothing.
by the number.
Oh, what subsystem?
Yeah.
It's got to be like armory or tech bay. Hangars on front, fire controls top, engineering's left and right.
Nav's back, of course.
Nav is back. So it's gonna be either the armory or the tech bay. And then one of them and then the other one I guess is untargetable. Let's see, do that. You're gonna stay defending, and you're gonna switch to shooting there.
Escort clearance zone is active.
This is also the AA ship the Colonials have been demanding.
What's that?
Is this also the AA ship the Colonials have been demanding?
Yes, sir.
It's sort of. I mean,
you're not really going to be able to get out of the arc of those 6 lights without diving below it.
yeah. I'm not sure I'd call it an AA ship purely.
Definitely help.
Yeah, I mean, 6 light guns though is definitely a significant boost.
As the only other ships that have lights are the Adamant and the Manticore.
Missiles incoming.
I'm correct? Okay, I'm there.
Yeah, Adamant and Manticore.
Yeah. And it's easy enough to get Viper fighters around the Adamant's firing arcs, and the Manticore is rarely used beyond anything more than a scout.
Well, and you're not going to use the 2 light guns that are on the back of the Manticore. Like, that's not a thing. So
Watch me try.
yeah, I mean, like, I'm not saying you can't, but you know, just because the Corvette cannon is so good, you're probably even then going to be using the Corvette cannon for it.
Yeah. And that's the fighter battle wrapped up.
Yep. Let's see. No guided munitions yet.
And you got the Vipers to deal with it.
Yep. Alright, so what is on the bottom? Tech bay. I mean, I guess I could have looked it up in Wagon's Guide.
Which will put Armory at nowhere.
Of course, I am absolutely slaughtering this poor Adamant.
Hmm.
So, yeah, very much, which one wins is entirely going to be the player's skill. But the fact that the Adamant can do it while being 200 points less says a lot. So it's not like you're going to always pick the Orions, but they are a very reasonable pick. Anything else you want to see? Or in the chat, anything you guys want to see? The chat has been reasonably quiet. Got a lot of people here, but everybody's doesn't want to say anything. I don't know why.
Am I asking all the questions?
Yeah, pretty much. Which, I mean, I'm happy to have you do.
Yeah.
Someone's got to ask, right? Look at that, though. 252 damage doing nothing but killing an Adamant.
And a 78%.
Did I knock out that much of the Adamant's armor, or did that just not total the damage correctly?
Do fighters count in that damage total? Like,
No,
does
they do
damage
not.
of fight? No.
No, because you can see fighter damage get way higher than total damage inflicted.
No, I mean, does damage to fighters count in the
Yes.
damage inflicted?
Yes. But I mean, there's only 34 hit points there to get.
Yeah. I know, split
so
with the
that's still
fighters.
like 220 damage to an Adamant. I don't think I knocked out that much of his armor. So I wonder if the Orion's total damage inflicted isn't adding up correctly. At some point I might do a controlled test. Bit of a yawn there. Let's see, what else can we organize? I'm trying to think. Those rebalanced points will get you guys. Look at this. This fleet was under, and now it's over.
What's been increased in price?
Atlases are 1100 instead of 1050, and torpedoes are 60 instead of 40.
Yeah, they were 40 before. Oh, that hurts.
I thought they got. No, I had thought they went all the way up to 80, but I guess they only went to 60.
That sucks. Atlas is being increased in price.
Yeah, I don't have too big a problem with it because it helps with the. I'm just gonna bring nothing but carriers. Like bringing 2 Atlases, you're not gonna get punished real badly. So.
I need to do this.
Yeah, that is. So like this fleet, it's only up 100 points from the Atlas. So it's not really all that bad.
21 times by 60. Well, right, 1,260.
It's only really going to be punishing if you're doing 4, 6, or 7 Atlas. And not too many people bring 5 Atlas, but if you bring 5 Atlas, 2 or 3, it's really not that big a deal.
Yeah, most carrier fleets at 50 to 100 points below, anyway. So like, you can eat an increase in the Atlas cost a bit.
Yeah, it's really just going to be if you want to bring that carrier fleet, you're gonna take it. You're gonna feel it. Regular fleet's not gonna be really all that bad. Let's see.
I did just do the maths. We don't have to worry about Garfield complaining. He can still do his main fleet of 7 Yanis with 3 torpedoes each.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
By 90 points.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like... So I have this stupid fleet that, because of torpedo price increases, is not as
Valid.
viable.
Oh, that's good.
But I mean, like this is not a fleet that was super competitive anyway, so
No.
it's not like it getting punished was real bad.
No.
This fleet is now a little over, and of course,
Because of Atlas.
it was already having
Yeah.
some trouble on the points. But
Yeah.
you know, drop this debris mine, and we're back to being fine now.
Drop a, say, turn one of the Vipers on the other Artemis into a Mark 1, maybe, for
Yeah,
keep debris.
you know, that would also, and it's probably the better move anyway.
Yeah.
What other fleets do I have here? This, you know, okay, that does kind of suck, but again, it's not like this was the most competitive fleet I had on board anyway. You know, it's easy enough. I could just even things out by making this a Viper 1, because the other Jupiters only have Viper 1s anyway. Let's see what else. You know, by contrast, this fleet, which features a bunch of Rangers, got cheaper, even though I've got a whole bunch of torpedoes on here.
Wait, did Rangers get
Rangers
decreasing?
dropped, I think they were 1050 before,
Oh,
and they're now only 950.
Yes. I might actually start looking at the Ranger then, because my problem with the Ranger has been Janus does its job for cheaper. If you want raw DPS, the Janus will bring more raw DPS. If you want more missiles over time,
damage per turn, the Ranger does still slightly outdo the Janus because of the faster firing rate. The Janus's larger salvo size doesn't quite make up the difference. However, the Janus has so much more sustain.
yeah, it's got a lot more
You
staying
were
power.
almost always better off with the Janus if you wanted to bring a missile cruiser.
Yeah, it's like the Ranger was squishier, didn't offer as much damage, and yeah, its speed nice.
So this fleet got too expensive again because of the torpedoes, but you know, it's easy enough if I wanted to just swap these torpedoes out for guided missiles on the Celestra, which is not really a big deal. This fleet kind of got punished because it's bringing 3 Atlas. So
drop what's the Jupiter's Vipers?
They're Viper 2s, but you know, he's already running Raptors. 2 of the Atlas are already running Raptors, so this is a little bit punishing to this fleet. Hang on.
I'm just going to open up Excel and do the maths on the Janus damage, and just see which one offers the best. Actually.
So the Janus is firing. What is it? It's
3 every 3.
Oh well, is it every 3 or every 3
every
4?
3 every 3, because it can basically both the Ranger and the Janus can keep up 1 munition per turn if they stagger. Yeah.
So I guess actually the damage per turn on a Janus is actually a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because of the bonus salvo size.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah. By turn 1, the Janus gets more. Turn 3, the Ranger has more, but then so basically, then the Janus basically they keep roughly even, and by turn 7, the Janus is actually dumped to 9 munitions compared to the Ranger's 8.
Well, it's really better if you just think of it as doing one a turn.
Yeah.
In which case, the
Yeah.
Yanis has the bonus because of the salvo sizing increase that it has.
Yeah.
And the fact that it has 3 munition slots instead of 2 means it can do this for longer. As
Yeah,
well.
you're only going to get one turn with the Jupiter's flak down, if you can pull off the surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the extra armor means it's got a better sustain.
Yeah.
What the Ranger is
Yeah.
getting you is additional speed and better gun power.
Yeah.
But it did mean that it really did need a little bit of love. And they gave it a little bit with that price decrease, which is very nice. I think we're gonna be a little bit silly here and go a bunch of Orions. And what should we oppose the 4 Orions with? Oh, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 4 Phobos versus 4 Orions.
Well,
the high tech Colonial versus the high tech Cylon. That sounds like great fun.
I mean, if the Phobos were being flown by a player, it would be Pyrrhic Victory.
Okay. So the Phobos' higher base price means we can only get 3 of them. So I will.
Could make an 8. Could just make
I'll
an 8.
do
K
3 ships versus 3 ships, just because I don't want the fact that we're doing 4K points to.
You could bring 4 and just make the match K value.
That's true. I could. So we'll do that actually. I like that better. Phobos.
So the Orions win in gunpowder, and it's evenly, and they win in fighters, and they win in
munitions per
as
turn
well.
they'll lose, but munitions salvo size they'll win.
Yeah.
And since we're doing this 8K anyway, I can just make that a Viper 2. And we're going to say 8,000 points. We'll do Arena. And I expect I will win this, but the hacking could get real and knock us out because you can hack cloaked ships.
Ooh.
So we'll see if I can
keep the range.
Stay out of that hacking range.
Yeah.
And
no, you have to drop stealth to launch Vipers.
my wife just texted me a picture. They went to sushi for lunch without me. Okay. Ta-da. Okay, so we're not gonna bother stealthing. Let's see. Just in case he jumps on top of us, we're gonna set most of these guys to offensive. We're gonna launch our squadrons and dive, dive, dive. Okay.
Just think what one of these things could do with a nuke.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, nuke and EMP generators. If you're only gonna run one, are both really solid. Get close to me if you dare options.
I didn't think about EMP.
Yeah.
Yeah. As who uses that most of the time?
Okay, so I've got Trader's Locks on 2, which is good enough. And so we're going to fire our missiles and or target lock and fire munitions, and we're going to keep moving away, try and keep that range open as long as possible. I'm going to leave my squadrons on defense because here those come.
Just me is it? Ooh, I like the new hacking name effects. I thought that was just solely.
Wow, missiles not even
mines.
necessary there. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna do a defend order. And I think that'll probably clean that up pretty nicely there.
Yeah.
You will go ahead and do full defense. And we're gonna start
Only got a bit of the fire.
wrapping this formation around.
Yeah. You wouldn't think like these ships would be like, 6 lights. You wouldn't think that 6 lights on a ship would be that potent, but yeah, it's 24 light guns. That's a lot. That's 6 adamants worth, which, as Waggle showed, is like a Jupiter's worth of armor a turn.
What's that? What were you saying?
You wouldn't think that 6 lights per ship is a lot, but
Oh
that's
yeah.
24, that's 24 light guns, and that's
Yeah.
6 adamants worth. That's a Jupiter's armor in one turn. You wouldn't think it's that bad.
The AI is showing it doesn't necessarily know what it's doing. It still hasn't launched its raiders. Okay.
Another munitions round. Let's get this turn. I mean, it looks like they're going to do another munitions round this turn, so it might be an idea just to stealth and let them scatter. That would be my guess, is then let the Vipers have a free turn at raining on them. Well, it still needs to be shot down anyway.
Let's see. Are you just out of range? So you're gonna actually come in, which means you'll be short, and you'll be short. And can you come over a little bit? There we go. Yeah, I mean, so last weekend Waggle was running. Oh my lord. Do Phobos have longer range hacking?
I very rarely play. I don't really play Cylon. I only just like started picking up playing Cylon fleets yesterday in practice before I even think about them in MP.
Let's see, that's 4, 5. Maybe he was just barely in range. But yeah, last weekend when Waggle was doing the what was it? It was like 2 Jupiters, 4 Adamants or something like that.
One Jupiter Mark II, 6 Adamants.
That's right. And you know, just stripping down stuff. Oh man, look at that.
Yeah.
They do have. They do seem to have larger.
Though I have
range.
I have tried 2 Artemis and 5 adamants because you can fit 2 adamants, 2 artificers with 5 adamants in the cap, and with the increased battle artillery, you have a bit more firepower, and your flag spread out a bit more, so you can cover more adamants.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that met the Kratos. that met the Kratos and Vesper squadrons. Yeah.
Fire solution is online.
Well, if the AI is not even going to launch its squadron, this is definitely going to be a one-sided battle. I'm just going to turn off the focus fire because
Yes, Commander.
the AI keeps shuffling around which squadrons or which ship is in front.
Hmm.
But this is going very one-sided because the AI is not really using its phobos very well.
It's not even using the tactical FTL.
No, it's not.
Missiles in.
Which is weird because I know it knows how to.
Mm.
All right, well, rip. That's
Scratch
phobos.
one.
You guys go ahead and target that and come
Yes, Commander.
around. Didn't quite finish it off, but yeah, that's gonna die real quick.
Yes, Commander.
Definitely, Iran is definitely going to be a player skill power ship.
Yeah, I mean it is. Look at how easily hacked these things are, though.
Mm.
Like I know the
guessing,
Phobos has better hacking, but it went all the way through and got 4 points
yeah.
hack in.
Do these things have a weakness to their firewall?
As
The
size 2
Optimus?
ships, they probably have weaker firewalls, I would guess.
As the Optimus has a debuff to its firewall, so are these similar?
I will have to check. Okay. Let's. I'll do one more real quick to look that up, and then I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm not even gonna do the whole match here. Woo. Whoops. Back. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely inspired by the TV show. No red dwarf in the background, though.
Okay, let's see. Cancel stuff. Ah, that's why. Okay. Posture. Let's see. Firewall regen is 6 per second. And let me compare this to Waggle's guide. So I know Jupiters have a bonus. What were you were wanting me to compare it to, like the Adamant?
Artemis has the weaker firewall.
Than an Adamant, really?
Yeah, the Artemis has a disadvantage of firewall regen.
Oh, So the Artemis is 5 per second. So yes, this is better than an Artemis's regen.
Hmm.
But it may have like fewer firewall points.
Isn't it like a standard 100 unless it's a Jupiter, which is 120?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
But I don't know what this has. And actually, I don't even know that the Jupiter just comes with it. It may still be 100.
I've definitely seen Jupiters with a 120 base
Adamants
firewall.
are also 6 per second, so it's the same as an adamant. I know Jupiters have the veterancy buffs to their firewall strength. Looks like most colonials are sitting on 6. Janus is 5. Heracles is 4.8.
That's low.
Yeah. Artemis is 5.
Yeah.
Jupiter's 1 and 2 are both 7.7.
Mm.
Nemesis is 4.7. Hydra's 3.8. Whoa, Hydra. You are really easily hacked. I mean, not that anybody brings you to bother anyway, but Gorgon's 4.7. Talon's 4.7. Revenant. Looks like Cylons are actually sitting at only 4.7 mostly. Argos is stronger, 5.5.
Yeah.
Kratos is 4.4.
Yeah. The colonies have better firewalls.
They have needed them.
Yeah.
So yeah. Don't know what the don't know what 100% is. Like how many points of firewall that is for an Orion. But they do have average regen rates. So yeah.
Let's look at hacking strength 83% on the Phobos. Nemesis has hacking strength 75%. Might have been the Phobos' stronger hack.
Yeah, the Phobos can hack just a little bit better. So, again, thank you everyone for joining. DLC drops on the 25th. I will be streaming next Saturday, but it will be a shorter stream, just for hour and a half or maybe 2 hours. I will have Gumbo Chief joining for that one, so look forward to having him on, and we will do a little bit more PvP. Yeah, that covers it for this weekend. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Happy to talk to you all. I am excited to rock out a lot of this stuff in PvP with a larger community and see how that affects the next tournament whenever that happens. So, this is Sergeant Z-Dog signing off. I'll see you guys next weekend.